Hello guys, a very good evening to all of you. Welcome back. So I hope I'm clearly audible and visible to all of you. So quickly join in so that we can continue with our today's discussion, right? So in our previous session where we have done with the first till unit 5th of module A, BFM. So today first we will be completing the remaining areas, and then we will start with module B, right? So Vikas sir, CB ma'am, Bala sir, Vibhay sir, Sunil sir, Akash sir, very good evening to all of you guys. So कैसे हैं सब लोग? All good? Reached home? Yes. हाँ, तो today's session आपका this is first we will be completing the module A, and then we will continue with then we'll start with module B. ठीक है, A and B, which will take आपका bit longer time, basically 3 hours, 3 session for at least 4 to 5 hours. Then just after this we will be starting with C and D. C and D, they won't take that much time, right? Then we will be having one 4 to 5 hours marathon session for all the numericals and case studies from your BFM subject. So yesterday's in our previous session we have done with this up exchange rate and forex business, LRS, correspondent banking, documentary letter of credit, facilities for exporter and importers. Now today first we will be covering the remaining units. When it comes to the unit 6 आपका, this is like the out of remaining unit, unit 6 will take bit time. Apart from this, all the unit are very small and kind of static driven and all, ठीक है? So they won't take that much of time, ठीक है? So कहीं ना कहीं आपका उसी तरीके से हम लोग इनको कवर अप करेंगे, ठीक है? ओके, कितना मार्क्स आया सर आपका? ठीक है, 2 मार्क्स से रह गया, आपने लिखा है, ठीक है? विशुम Mahajan sir, so what was your final score? Other also guys, quickly join in so that we can start with discussion. External commercial borrowing, ECB, when it comes to this particular topic, तो यहाँ पे external commercial borrowing basic आपका the guidelines, RBI guidelines and other आपका provisions, operational aspect, reporting requirements, and conversion of ECB into equity and foreign investment. So these are some areas, important areas which are generally part of this particular topic. तो start करते हैं without any delay. And yes, हाँ 40, ओहो हाँ फिर तो ये गड़बड़ है यार, 43 is like चलो now what I can suggest you कि अभी just focus on the coming papers, try to clear max to max, and जो स्ट्रेटेजी होना चाहिए वो आपका सब्जेक्ट वाइज होना चाहिए, ठीक है? सिर्फ और सिर्फ सब्जेक्ट पे फोकस कीजिए, सब्जेक्ट टू सब्जेक्ट फोकस आपका. जैसे अभी BFM है तो इस वीक में BFM, एंड अगर आपने जो पुराने एरियाज़ हैं, ठीक है, जैसे अगले वीक में क्योंकि ABFM एंड BRBL दोनों एक साथ मिलने वाले हैं, ठीक है, तो उनमें से एक पेपर का तैयार होना बहुत ज़रूरी था. अगर नहीं किया है तो उसी तरीके से आपको थोड़ा सा प्रिपरेशन स्ट्रेटेजी रखना पड़ेगा, ठीक है? तो स्टार्ट करते हैं सेशन को आपका विद वेरी फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन. गिरीश सर, वेरी गुड इवनिंग, वेरी गुड इवनिंग टू ऑल ऑफ यू गाइज. So first question on your screen, please quickly go through the question and try to answer this one. So which of the following statement are correct in the context of external commercial borrowings, ECB, as per the RBI guidelines? The first statement is ECB can be raised in both foreign currency and Indian rupee, including through bank loan, debentures, trade credits beyond 3 years, FCCBs and financial lease. So basically when a company, when an Indian company, they are raising funds from outside India, they can raise in the form of bank loan. तो बैंक लोन के उसमें लोन ले सकते हैं, ठीक है, किसी भी इंटरनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से, या वो डिवेंचर इशू कर सकते हैं फॉरेन मार्केट के अंदर, या आपका ट्रेड क्रेडिट हो सकता है, ठीक है, या फिर आपका FCCBs या financial leases, right? So first statement, and it can be in Indian आपका INR or else it can be in foreign currency. The first statement is 100% true. All entities eligible for to receive ECB, startups recognized by governments, port, SEZ can raise ECB in any currency without restrictions, ठीक है? तो यहाँ पे like let's say जैसे आपका when it comes to all entities means including NGO also, but when it comes to NGOs, they can raise funds only in INR. So this statement seems wrong. Third statement आपका ECB for working capital purpose, general corporate purpose and repayment of rupee loan are permitted only if lender in foreign equity holders, if we have some foreign equity holders in that particular organization, so that is also true. Okay, so this third statement is also should be true. आपका that third statement should be right in this particular case. Vikas sir is saying C means option A, but I'll go with option A आपका, ठीक है, not option C. Let's check the answer first. Yes, हाँ. तो when it comes to आपका ECB statement 3 आपका, ठीक है, working capital, general corporate purpose और repayment of rupee loan, usually आपका this is something की where we can use or the proceed from the ECB that can be used for these particular purposes also, where we have some equity or foreign equity partners. ठीक है, तो हमारे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में अगर कोई फॉरेन इक्विटी पार्टनर्स है तो दे कैन बी पार्ट ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर वन ऑल्सो, राइट. तो फॉरेन इक्विटी ECB आपका एक्सटर्नल कमर्शियल बोरोविंग्स, इट इज़ समथिंग कि जब कोई इंडियन कंपनी आउटसाइड इंडिया आपका फंड रेज कर रही होती है तो दैट इज जनरली कैटेगराइज अंडर द ECB. Automatic route and approval route. Automatic route, these are the approved route where we do not need any further clearances. We just have to submit our application as a company to the authorized dealer category 1 bank, and if that meet with the criteria, so they can approve this one. But when it comes to approval route, so that application will get forwarded to आपका RBI first, and RBI will issue आपका RBI will give the final approval for that particular one. ECBs can be आपका INR denominated as well as it can be in आपका foreign currency. Mostly it is foreign currency, but sometimes it can be issued in Indian INR also, right? Difference minimum maturity period for holding आपका, then why different minimum maturity period for holding and non-holding आपका. Okay, minimum average maturity period you are talking about, विकास सर, minimum average maturity period आपका, आप उसके रिगार्डिंग इसका लिख रहे हैं, ठीक है. तो दैट इज समथिंग आपका कि देखो ये क्या होता है ना, दो तरीके से कि लेट्स से इफ़ वी आर रेजिंग फंड्स इन जनरल आपका, देखो यहाँ पे ना कई बार ऐसे आपको मिलेंगे रूल्स जैसे कुछ बिजनेसेस के अंदर, और इन सम स्पेसिफिक केसेस that can be allowed or use the proceed which we can use for that particular purpose, like जैसे the corporate purposes or the basic other areas also, ठीक है. But that is something कि जहाँ पे we can use those particular funds, we can use those particular funds when we'll come to that minimum average maturity period. I'll be definitely discussing this particular one, हाँ, ठीक है. Okay, just a minute. Next question quickly आपका. For the next question is startup from government of India is planning to raise funds. तो कितना है हमारा पर financial year limit आपका, that is 3 million USD, ठीक है. So 3 million USD आपका, that will be the right answer for this one. Next one. Okay, next one. Please quickly go through this particular one. I'll cross check this one, Vikas sir. XYZ Limited, an Indian manufacturing company, plan to raise ECB in various purposes. The company exploring multiple options and lenders for raising funds. First, आपका A 30 million is proposed to be borrowed for expansion of manufacturing unit from a foreign equity holders resident in FATF country. So the foreign equity holders resident in FATF country, which is a compliant country, okay? So without any doubt this is आपका true. Second one is an additional 20 million USD planned to be borrowed for meeting general corporate purpose for multilateral financial from a multilateral financial institution where in आपका India is a member. So the multilateral financial institution where India is member, that is also allowed आपका in this case 20 million US dollar for this one. हाँ, this should be correct. The third one is आपका the company approaches foreign branches of Indian bank for underwriting. Underwriting is not allowed आपका in case of ECB, so it should not be allowed आपका it is for rupee denominated bonds which is issued by Indian banks abroad, so this should not be allowed in this case, right? So what will be your correct answer? 1 and 2 means okay, for as per this particular one, D should be right answer for this particular one, correct hai? So first, foreign equity holder and multilateral financial institution where India is a member are recognized lenders. Individual can lend only if the equity holders or the subscribing to listed bonds, so that is also applicable. Foreign branches of Indian banks cannot underwrite issued by the Indian banks आपका, ठीक है? So that is the another areas, ठीक है? So अब यहाँ पे some eligible borrowers and आपका eligible lenders. So who can raise ECB? It is all entities eligible to receive FDI. Entities recognized as startup by the central government as on date with a cap of 3 million US dollar. Port trust unit in SEZ, SEDB and others. Registered entities engaging in microfinance activities. So these are the eligible borrowers. Means आपका like any Indian company who fall under this particular one, they can raise funds for this one, ठीक है? So यहाँ पे another one end use where we can आपका use the proceed. तो कहाँ पे यूज़ किया जा सकता है? जो ECB से आपका फंड आपका बोरो किया गया है, ठीक है? सो बेसिकली दीज आर द रिस्ट्रिक्टेड एरियाज, ठीक है? द प्रोसीड कैन नॉट बी यूटिलाइज फॉर दीज पर्टिकुलर पर्पजेज like real estate activities, investment in capital market, equity investments, working capital purpose, general corporate purpose and repayment of rupee loan except आपका देखो यहाँ पे clearly आपका mention भी है, ठीक है? Except these particular if we have a foreign equity holders in the business. So these are the uses or what we can say. This is something ki where we cannot use. Apart from this, we can use this one. On lending to entities for above activities, आप किसी दूसरे कंपनी को you cannot give loan for these particular activities as well, right? तो यहाँ से basically the who can basically where we cannot use this particular one and use this. तो apart from this we can use the ECB proceed और जो भी ECB के थ्रू हमने फंड्स रेज किए हैं that cannot be used in these particular purposes, but apart from this we can use that particular one, right? तो जो अमाउंट हम लोग आपका बोरो कर रहे होते हैं. You got this particular one, this particular point guys? Yes, कल्याण सर, वेरी वेरी गुड इवनिंग, नमस्ते, कैसे हैं? तो अगला हमारे पास है एलिजिबल लैंडर्स हु कैन प्रोवाइड द लोन एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस आपका जैसे द एलिजिबिलिटीज़ आपका एलिजिबिलिटीज़ एंड your organization. So these are the lenders, those who are allowed to give or those who can participate in this ECB lending and all. तो कहाँ से बोरो किया जा सकता है? फर्स्ट किस माध्यम से किया जा सकता है? बाय विच रूट? लाइक बैंक लोन इन डिफरेंट फॉर्म बेसिकली, ठीक है? एंड इंडियन करेंसी हो सकता है, फॉरेन करेंसी हो सकता है, एंड एलिजिबल लैंडर्स और आपका where we cannot use that money, ठीक है? Let's say there is a company who raise funds through the ECB. So what are the areas where we cannot use that particular one, ठीक है? So that is the part of this one. विश्वास सर, you want to say something? विश्वास सर कुछ कहना चाहते हैं आप? Till that time other people just go through this particular one. इन जनरल द गाइडलाइंस इज जैसे यहाँ पे भी विकास सर आपका विद दिस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन ऑल्सो वी हैव गॉन थ्रू दैट वन कि दैट इज समथिंग इफ यू आर गोइंग फॉर द पर्पजेज आपका, ठीक है? द कोर पर्पजेज. तो इट इज इन जनरल गाइडलाइंस आर की यू कैन नॉट रेज फंड्स फॉर आपका जनरल कॉर्पोरेट पर्पजेज और रीपेमेंट ऑफ एनी रुपी लोन इन अदर्स. it can be in the form where we have foreign equity partners and all. तो ये जो statements हैं जो कहीं ना कहीं उसको आपका justify करते हैं. Next one guys. Next one. तो ECB raised by manufacturing company up to 50 million US dollar in a financial year. So minimum average maturity period can be आपका 1 year or less than that. This is something which is very very important one. हाँ, ये बहुत important है. Please do take care about this. Second one आपका, if ECB is used for general corporate purpose from a foreign equity holders, the minimum average maturity period is how many years आपका? It should be 5 years, not 7 years. ठीक है, not 7 years, it is आपका 5 years. So this is second statement is wrong here. Second statement will be wrong. Third statement, for INR ECB all-in cost ceiling benchmark plus 450 BPS spread, where the benchmark is linked to yield on Indian government securities. कितना है अभी आपका? This is 500 BPS, right? तो अभी ये कितना है? 500 BPS, right? It should be not 450, it is 500 BPS. In general, it is 500 BPS, or INR denominator, it is how much? हाँ, it is आपका the current ceiling for foreign currency ECB is generally set at 500 basis point above the benchmark rate आपका, so that this should be also wrong. तो क्या होगा आपका correct answer? C, only one will be right answer for this particular one. No, it is आपका, sorry, this is updated one is 500, so we need to correct this particular one also. So it will be आपका only C will be right answer for this particular one. One question you can expect based on this, so please do be careful around this. हाँ, ये इसको ध्यान रखिएगा. ये बहुत बार पूछा जाता है, ऑलमोस्ट एवरी टाइम. ठीक है, बहुत बार का मतलब है यहाँ पे ऑलमोस्ट एवरी टाइम. तो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर कंपनीज में रेज आपका अप टू 50 मिलियन US डॉलर फॉर अप टू 1 years. ECB raised from foreign equity partners that can, in general it is 5 years for these one. आप देखो यहाँ पे दिस इज द कंडीशन. ठीक है, दिस इज अ कंडीशनल नॉर्म. विकास सर ये क्या है? आपका एक कंडीशनल नॉर्म है. इफ यू आर यूजिंग फॉर दैट मनी फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर वन, सो ECB दैट बोरोविंग शुड बी 10 years और प्लस आपका. ठीक है, ECB यूटिलाइज फॉर रीपेमेंट ऑफ रुपी लोन्स avail domestically for capital expenditure 7 years, and startup आपका it is 7 years 3 years. In general also it is how many years आपका? 3 years. That will be the right answer for this particular one. Correct है? चलो next one. Which of the following statement related to minimum average maturity period and all-in cost under ECB are correct? तो first statement, for fixed rate ECB loan, swap cost plus spread must not exceed our floating rate plus applicable spread. For startup, regardless of end use, their minimum average maturity period is 3 years आपका. So what you suggest about this one guys? क्या होगा correct answer? तो बोथ शुड बी राइट आंसर इन दिस पर्टिकुलर केस. ठीक है, तो दोनों पहला तो 100% करेक्ट है. दिस इज ऑल्सो बिकॉज व्हेन इट कम्स टू स्टार्टअप्स इट इज आपका लाइक दैट 3 years पीरियड आपका. सो दैट्स वाई दिस इज ऑल्सो करेक्ट वन. करेक्ट है. नेक्स्ट वन regarding the operational aspect of ECB. Last year also they asked this question. Foreign equity partners आपका liability equity ratio. So ECB liability equity ratio 7:1 under the automatic route applies only when ECB is raised from direct foreign equity holders. ECB proceed intended for rupee expenditure can be freely parked abroad in AA rated liquid foreign currency instruments and all. So what you suggest? आसान है ये. The first statement is correct. Second statement, when it comes to second one, so when it comes to ECB proceed intended for rupee expenditure, it should be repatriated in rupee आपका. We do not need to hold that particular one. If we are doing like the purpose is, let's say there is a company, let's say Reliance, they raise funds from US market and they are investing that particular one in US itself. ठीक है. तो US से उन्होंने फंड रेज किया और यूएस के वेंचर में ही उनके खुद के वेंचर में आपका दे वांट टू इन्वेस्ट, देन आपका फॉर अ टाइम बिंग दे कैन होल्ड दिस पर्टिकुलर वन. तो ओनली ए शुड बी राइट आंसर फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन. ठीक है. सो ECB proceed meant for rupee expenditure must be repatriated immediately to India, not parked abroad. Only foreign currency expenditure related to ECB can be parked overseas आपका for a time being. Next one. So ECB borrower must initiate financial hedging from the date date liability is recorded in their book. Second statement आपका startup recognized by central government 750 foreign branches of Indian Bank may refinance existing ECB for any Indian corporate regardless of the credit ratings and all. So what you suggest guys? Again easy one. The first statement आपका hedging for from the date of liability, yes true है. It is आपका applicable to mitigate any kind of foreign currency risk or forex risk. Second statement is 100% wrong. It is $3 million. Third one is foreign branches of Indian Bank may refinance existing ECB for any Indian corporate regardless of credit. No, we have to consider the credit ratings of those particular institutions. So D should be right answer for this particular one. ठीक है. So AAA आपका corporate ratings for Maharatna, Navratna and others, that will be required in this particular situation itself, right? So there are some important guidelines regarding the operational aspect, like this limit is same na, $750 million. Any change in this? The second one is your in case of foreign currency denominated, it is 7:1. Okay. So it cannot exceed आपका 7:1, means the contribution of the foreign equity partners, the funds which we are raising through that particular entity, and the overall liability आपका. ठीक है. So that is the ratio. Issuance of any type of guarantee by Indian Bank, All India Financial Institution NBFCs is not permitted. ECB borrower can are also allowed to park proceed in term deposit with authorized dealers category 1 bank in the in India for a maximum period of 12 months cumulatively. These term deposits should kept unencumbered positions. We are not taking any loan against these. Form ECB आपका which we required in this case. LRN is again a very important subtopic. So loan registration number which is allocated by the RBI. ये बहुत बार पूछा जाता है LRN आपका. ठीक है. So any drawdown in respect of ECB should happen only after obtaining LRN from the RBI. The borrowers are required to submit a form ECB through the authorized dealers category 1 bank who in turn will forward the application to RBI, Department of Statistics and Information Management, External Commercial Borrowing Division, for their pursual and issuance of LRN. So the borrowers are required to report the actual ECB transaction, ECB2 return through authorized dealer category 1 bank on monthly basis, so that to reach within 7 days from the close of the relevant month आपका, ठीक है. Any changes, if there are any changes कि हमने आपका किसी और अमाउंट के लिए प्लान किया था and we got something else, so that also we need to submit आपका in this particular case. And even for the late submission there are some penalties also, right? Sure. Next one. Which of the following statement regarding ECB reporting and conversion into equity are correct? तो क्या होगा करेक्ट आंसर गाइस? तो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट, ECB कैन बी ड्रॉ डाउन immediately after entering into loan agreements, even before obtaining LRN from RBI आपका. So this is wrong, ठीक है. So before LRN we cannot draw down that particular one. तो first one is wrong. Second one is ECB2, which is आपका the about the return must be submitted by the borrowers on monthly basis through the authorized dealer category 1 bank in 7 days, reach to RBI 7 days आपका each of the month. True है. Late submission fee for delay reporting, ECB can go up to 1 lakh per years depending on the extent and duration. This is also true आपका, ठीक है. So 10,000 to 1 lakh. So 2 and 3 are correct here. So option D will be right answer for this particular question. हाँ बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. Who raised the hand, ठीक है. Next one. Who have raised hand? Okay, chalo. Next one guys, next one. So identify which of the following statement are correct regarding foreign investment under the NDI rule and FEMA regulation. Okay. So foreign direct investment include any investment by PROI in equity instruments of an LLP, but only when the when it constitute 10% or more. So when it is about the आपका LLP, ठीक है. So it is percentage is not applicable. In other businesses it is applicable, but LLP के अंदर आपका this condition is not applicable, right? Irrespective of the आपका invest the percentage आप. So that's why this is wrong. It can be 5 or 7 also, ठीक है. An investment by PROI, ठीक है, person resident outside India in equity instruments of a listed company that initially meet the FDI threshold but subsequently fall below 10% will be reclassified as portfolio foreign portfolio investment. ये भी गलत है. एक चीज़ हमने समझी थी कि वंस एन FDI ऑलवेज इन FDI, ठीक है. एक बार आपका कोई FDI की कैटेगरी में आ जाता है तो इट विल ऑलवेज रिमेन इन आपका FDI कैटेगरी इटसेल्फ, राइट. तो ये हमारा दूसरा पॉइंट भी गलत है, ठीक है. लाइक इसका मतलब क्या है कि अर्लियर लेट्स से देयर इज अ XYZ बिजनेस आपका X who is a foreign आपका foreign equity holders who hold 7% in that particular business. Later this company got listed in stock exchange. तो if the question is ki do we have to increase this limit from 7 to 10 or above than that, it is not required, ठीक है, to classify it for FDI, because it is once an FDI, it will always get treated as FDI, ठीक है. That failing of foreign investment related reporting must be done through FIRMS portal using single master form, बिल्कुल सही है, एंड लेट सबमिशन फी इफ एप्लीकेबल, ट्रू. तो ओनली 3 आपका, ठीक है, 1 and 3 नहीं, ओनली 3. 1 इज रॉन्ग, ठीक है, आपका गिरीश सर, विकास सर. सो 1 विल बी रॉन्ग. वाई 1 इज रॉन्ग? बिकॉज FDI LLP के केस में आपका दिस 10% वाला लिमिट इज नॉट एप्लीकेबल. It is for the joint stock companies and all, ठीक है. B should be right answer for this one. See here, please do remember this. Last point you pick correctly आपका, very good. Because people they generally, so this is correct आपका. Second point you eliminated correctly. This is आपका very important one, because once in FDI, always in FDI. FDI in LLP is valid irrespective of any percentage threshold, like 10%. The threshold applicable to listed companies, not to the LLPs आपका. So please do remember this particular one. Correct है? Right? चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. Next one. Which of the following statement about the documentation requirements for foreign investment, inward and refund under FEMA are correct? Inward or inward and refund under FEMA are correct. MOA is required in both cases आपका, inward up as well as refund in both the cases. So first statement is wrong here. 6 point KYC SWIFT of the remitter or investor as per the RBI format is required for inward foreign investment remittances. This is true. Third statement आपका, branches are required to inform RBI after processing the refund transaction of foreign investment. This is also true. So 2 and 3 means option B should be right answer for this particular one. Correct है? So आपका MOA copy is required for inward investment, not specifically for only refund. But in both the cases, basically it is required. 6 point KYC आपका, जैसे the KYC of the lenders. Like जिसमें हमने पढ़ा था ना कि this should be part of the areas also. I'll show you if it is there. Okay. So it is something like the documentations, the identity or the bank account details and others, which we as a bank, which we generally take from the foreign equity holders or the foreign investors or the lenders. Here it is. Okay. So 6 point KYC, this also get asked in previous session. So very important one. इसको miss मत कीजिएगा, ठीक है. नहीं मॉड्यूल आपका मॉड्यूल बी विल स्टार्ट, हाँ ठीक है. सौंदर्या, like we have left with some unit of module A. So first I'll be completing those particular one, then we'll be entering in module B today itself. So 6 point KYC, A and B will take time guys. 6 point KYC SWIFT of the remitter or investor is required as per RBI format. So KYC, like these are which generally include registered name of remitter or investor, a registration number, we have a registered address, we have name of the remitter, we have remitter bank account number, and we have a period of banking relation with the remitters. Okay, so these are the pointers which we required in this particular case itself, right? Sure. Next one. ECB borrowers are allowed to park ECB proceed in term deposit. Okay, just now we have talked about this. क्या होगा correct answer? So it is for how many months? 18 months. Sorry, 12 months. For how many months आपका? 12 months. ठीक है. So 12 months आपका these companies they can park with this particular one. ठीक है. So if a company they have raised funds from the your आपका in the form of ECB, so they can park this particular money with आपका authorized dealer category 1 banks, but it should be आपका kept free and clear, means unencumbered, right? FIRMS अभी यहाँ पे आए हुए थे क्वेश्चन, ठीक है, व्हाट इज द फुल फॉर्म ऑफ FIRMS, बताओ जरा, क्योंकि आप लोगों ने क्वेश्चन नहीं किया इसके ऊपर. आई होप एवरीवन इज रिमेंबर दिस पर्टिकुलर वन. Foreign Investment Reporting and Management System. The Foreign Investment Reporting and Management System means option A will be right answer for this particular question. ठीक है. So FIRMS आपका basically where we create the entity master and where we upload all these particular documents and all, right? चलो next one. Okay, so next one is your risk in foreign trade, ECGC. अब ये जो है ना, this topic is bit confusing क्यों है? बिकॉज दे आर सो मेनी ECGC पॉलिसीज़, ठीक है, तो पॉलिसीज़ जो है वो थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूज करती हैं मोस्टली आपका कि जैसे जो स्टैंडर्ड पॉलिसी है दैट इज़ अलाइन अराउंड दैट पर्टिकुलर वन, ठीक है, सारे जो पॉलिसीज़ हैं, बट यहाँ पे जैसे स्टैंडर्ड पॉलिसी के अलावा भी और भी छोटी छोटी पॉलिसीज़ आपका जो कहीं ना कहीं काइंड ऑफ जैसे इंश्योरेंस में होता है ना राइडर्स आपका, वही उसी की तरह काम करती है, ठीक है. सो दैट इज़ समथिंग विच जनरली क्रिएट सम सॉर्ट ऑफ कन्फ्यूजन. तो प्रैक्टिस आपका अगर आप इस पर ज़्यादा करेंगे तो दैट विल हेल्प यू इन दिस केस, ठीक है. तो डेफिनेशन ऑफ रिस्क एंड तो पहली बात तो व्हेन इट कम्स टू फॉरेन ट्रेड वी हैव आपका टू टाइप ऑफ रिस्क. वन इज कमर्शियल रिस्क विच इज़ related to counterparty, default by the counterparty or the other shipment and others. Then another one is commercial risk, country risk, which is also known as political risk आपका, ठीक है. तो दो तरीके के रिस्क आपका जो आपको यहाँ पे देखने के लिए मिलेंगे, करेक्ट है. चलो तो स्टार्ट करते हैं. अ कंपनी इज एक्सपोर्टिंग गुड्स टू अ कंट्री that has recently imposed ban on import of those goods. So ये रिस्क आपका किस कैटेगरी में आएगा, दैट इज द क्वेश्चन. तो जस्ट नाउ वी टॉक अबाउट दिस वन, इट विल कम अंडर द पॉलिटिकल रिस्क और इट इज ऑल्सो नोन एज कंट्री रिस्क, ठीक है. इट इज कैटेगराइज अंडर पॉलिटिकल रिस्क और आपका कंट्री रिस्क, ठीक है. तो इट इज कैटेगराइज अंडर द पॉलिटिकल रिस्क एंड कंट्री रिस्क. तो पॉलिटिकल एंड कंट्री रिस्क फर्स्ट टाइप ऑफ और फर्स्ट कैटेगरी ऑफ रिस्क जो हमें आपका फॉरेन ट्रेड के अंदर देखने के लिए मिल सकता है, ठीक है. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन ECGC. So basically ECGC is providing some sort of assurance to bank कि हाँ if you are giving loan to the exporters, so we will be having some sort of sharing in the risk. Maximum risk is borne by the ECGC, about 90% or more, 95% also in some cases, ठीक है. And the risk sharing of bank is very minimal, that we are keeping because we want an active participation from the bank itself आपका, ठीक है. तो what will be your correct answer for this one? It encourages facilitate globalization of India's trade. For this, I guess it should not be. Exim is the major player in this case, right? What you'll suggest? The insurance coverage to Indian exporters, this is true. Protect Indian exporter against unforeseen losses, this is also true. Facilitate availability of adequate bank finance, it is also done by Exim आपका, ठीक है. Direct if we talk about this, I'll also go with option B आपका, right? Not D आपका, ठीक है. Not directly आपका we involve in these cases. Exim is the primary player for these two, huh? So provide ECGC main purpose is provide credit insurance services to Indian exporters, protecting them against payment default by the overseas buyers, ensuring them against political and commercial risk. This encourages exporter to take international trade and provide them with a safety net in case of non-payment or other risk as well. This risk categorization is very important one. तो ECGC they have 7 categories of countries. So basically on quarterly basis RBI ECGC release this particular data where we have like 7 categories. This can be asked, हाँ ये थोड़ा सा important है, ठीक है. तो like they can give you the example of case A आपका country A, B, C, D ऐसा करके. तो if a country fall under the A1, that means insignificant risk, very आपका like mostly we have a good political relation, and the exporter also they are like in past also, okay, we have done trade with them, and everything is aligned with the business. Then we have A2 low risk, B1 moderate, then we have आपका B2 moderate risk, it is moderate low risk, then moderate high risk, हाई रिस्क आपका, एंड वेरी हाई रिस्क, ठीक है. तो ये लिस्ट आपका रिलीज की जाती है, लिस्ट ऑफ कंट्रीज ग्रुप करके आपका कंट्रीज को इशू करता है ECGC, सो दैट इफ यू आर डूइंग बिजनेस विद दीज पर्टिकुलर कंट्रीज और इफ यू आर importers which generally belongs to these particular countries, so you have to take आपका precautions accordingly, right. When it comes to आपका पॉलिसीज, तो पॉलिसीज स्टैंडर्ड पॉलिसी मेजर है आपका, ठीक है. इसके अलावा जैसे स्मॉल पॉलिसी, स्पेसिफिक शिपमेंट रिलेटेड पॉलिसीज आर देयर. देन वी हैव एक्सपोर्ट स्पेसिफिक बायर्स, टर्नओवर, एक्सपोजर. ये मतलब you'll definitely see हाफ मार्क्स और 1 मार्क्स क्वेश्चन अराउंड दीज पर्टिकुलर पॉलिसीज. तो इनको थोड़ा सा अच्छे से आपको रिवाइज करना है, ठीक है. एंड द अनदर पार्ट इज द इंश्योरेंस प्रोडक्ट ऑफर्ड बाय ECGC टू बैंक, ठीक है. और आपका द इंश्योरेंस प्रोडक्ट मीन्स लाइक लेट्स से एज अ बैंक इफ यू आर गिविंग लोन टू द if you are giving loan to the your like if you are giving loan to any exporters, तो वहाँ पे we are having some sort of arrangement जिसमें ECGC which generally provides some sort of assurance कि if you are giving loan to these particular exporters and all, if it is as per the agreements, so we will bond that particular risk in that particular case. So eventually we are helping the exporters, they are getting timely and adequate credit for all these particular one, right. तो अब यहाँ पे जो policies है ना, please do revise these policies like standard policy जिसमें comprehensive, whenever it is comprehensive that means it will include commercial as well as political risk. Otherwise it will be political और आपका the one specific one is let's say commercial risk you have taken from some other insurance company, और पॉलिटिकल रिस्क के लिए यू कैन गो विद आपका शिपमेंट पॉलिटिकल रिस्क, या कॉन्ट्रैक्ट आपका कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव एंटायर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कवरेज होगा जहाँ पे, और कॉन्ट्रैक्ट पॉलिटिकल रिस्क विच विल इंक्लूड आपका ओनली द पॉलिटिकल रिस्क एरियाज इन ऑल. तो दिस इज समथिंग, ये थोड़ा सा कन्फ्यूजिंग भी होते हैं क्योंकि सब एक जैसे हैं विद माइनर चेंजेस इन ऑल, तो उनको थोड़ा सा आप लोग रिवाइज कीजिएगा, दिस विल हेल्प यू अलॉट, ठीक है. और व्हेन इट कम्स टू आपका बैंक प्रोडक्ट, तो इसमें जैसे पैकेजिंग क्रेडिट आपका है, लाइक वी हैव पैकेजिंग क्रेडिट इंश्योरेंस, वी हैव एक्सपोर्ट प्रोटेक्शन फाइनेंस, वी हैव पोस्ट शिपमेंट एक्सपोर्ट क्रेडिट, we have export performance, and we have export finance overseas and all. So I have kept the आपका short notes also, so please go through all these particular one before coming to the practice areas and all, ठीक है. चलो now we will be starting with the practice only. Let's check आपका कितने याद हैं सबको. तो फर्स्ट आपका ECGC के ऊपर क्वेश्चन है, इज दिस विजिबल? Okay, just go through once, huh? Okay, what you guys are suggesting in this case? Purna ma'am and Vikas sir, Giri sir, everyone is saying आपका option A should be right answer for this one. So first one, when it comes to export credit insurance, help exporter to manage risk as buyer risk, seller risk, shipment risk in international trade. आपका second statement 19 ECGC 1957 government owned organization, credit risk insurance to promote Indian export. Third one is political events like war, this आपका, so they covered under the political risk का. Export credit insurance only protect exporter from commercial risk like buyer insolvency, not आपका this wrong completely. ECGC include offering export credit insurance product to both exporters and commercial bank to enhance export growth. Yes, तो 1 2 3 5 yes बिल्कुल सही 100%. Option A will be right answer for this particular one. Very good. Very good evening, Arijit sir. Next one. So type of risk associated with export transactions. Different type of risk associated with export transactions. So first, credit risk involve possibility of non-payment due to buyer's insolvency or financial difficulties. Second one, legal risk arise change in law embargoes that may restrict the export or remittance proceed. Third one is country risk and political risk include risk from weak foreign exchange reserve or political instability. It can be. Next one, operational risk exclusively to a failure of exporter internal system. It can be आपका the other like जैसे exporter internal system. There can be some external tool also like जैसे shipments में या others we are facing some sort of hurdles. ठीक है, so this should be wrong. The next one is exchange risk. Exchange risk related to adverse currency payment impacting exporter or importers due to invoicing in foreign currency. Yes, so 1 2 3 5 are correct and fourth one is wrong, means option A should be right answer for this one. Some people are saying D. No, option C statement 4 is wrong. Operational risk does not relate exclusively to आपका exporter internal system. It include आपका disruption at suppliers, transporters, bank or other supporting agents also. Okay, so this can be related to these particular areas or this can affect these particular areas as well, right? ठीक है, आगे बढ़े, चलो नेक्स्ट वन. Why private limited, an Indian exporter, engage in international trade with multiple overseas buyers and sellers? Recently, they face several challenges during major export shipments. So the overseas buyer delay payment citing doubt over the product quality. The shipping company handling their goods experience a strike delaying shipment for 10 days. Some goods were damaged during the transit and there was an incident involving sea pirates causing partial losses of cargo. Additionally, a sudden depreciation in invoicing currency affected the profitability of the transaction. Why private limited also concerned about potential fraudulent documents submitted by our new suppliers. So now based on these particular one, you have to find out the statement related to the type of risk which are generally faced by Y in this particular case. So first, delay payment by the buyers related to buyer's risk, specifically credit or quality acceptance, yes हो सकता है. Second one आपका the shipping strike and piracy incident fall under the shipping risk, timely delivery and safety of the goods, this is also correct. Third one is currency depreciation profit, example of currency risk, forex आपका fluctuations. The concern about the fraudulent document related to other risk, which is categorized under the other risk, particularly legal and settlements. Yes, since Y private limited has faced multiple risks, the risk reduce automatically, it will increase आपका not reduce. ठीक है, तो 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 means आप 1 2 3 4 means option D should be right answer for this particular question. Correct है. Next one guys, next one. Okay, next question guys. So Y bank is an authorized dealer bank engaged in international trade finance. It is exposure in the nostro balances overseas, corporate loans and investment in foreign bonds. The bank has not developed its own country risk rating system, currently relies on ECGC country risk classification updated quarterly. So bank exposure on this are 1.5% total asset in country A, which is rated B2, 0.80 आपका country B, C1, 1.2 आपका C and 0.5 in country D, which is rated आपका 1. So the bank plan to review its risk mitigation strategy considering RBI guidelines on country risk and tools available to mitigate the exchange risk and all. So आपका we have to find out the correct statement. तो पहला, bank must make specific provision for exposures in country A. Country A, it is more than 0.5, yes, हाँ. And C is आपका 1.2, sorry, country C 1.2, रेटेड डी है तो डेंजर में है, यस 100%. ठीक है, सो फर्स्ट शुड बी राइट इन दिस केस. प्लीज गो थ्रू दिस स्टेटमेंट है एंड डू करेक्ट मी इफ आई गो रॉन्ग एनीवेयर. सेकेंड वन, द बैंक कैन कंटिन्यू टू रिलाई ऑन ECGC classification but also consider developing its own risk system, आपका internal risk tool that is suggested, right? So this is also true. Third one, country B exposure does not require provision as it is below 1%. आपका कौन सा? Country B. Country B is rated 8.8, आपका country B C1. ठीक है, even though it classified moderately high risk category, just a minute. The bank provision for country A is rated B2 by the ECGC. B2 नहीं, फिर तो कुछ 1 point, अच्छा ओके, दे हैव आपका मोर देन 1 हियर, ठीक है, सो दैट्स वाई दिस इज ट्रू, करेक्ट है. थर्ड स्टेटमेंट इज ऑल्सो करेक्ट आपका, ठीक है, थर्ड स्टेटमेंट इज ऑल्सो करेक्ट. टू मिटिगेट एक्सचेंज रिस्क द बैंक शुड यूज फॉरवर्ड कवर, फ्यूचर ऑप्शंस और forex currency account only if the product are well understood or controllable. This is also suggested for the hedging purpose. The bank should classify country C exposure under the restrict cover country C which is rated D. Yes, हाँ बिल्कुल सही. Group 2 and consider limiting further exposure in this. All are correct in this case. क्या कहते हो आप लोग? आपका गिरीश सर इज सेइंग ऑप्शन ए 1 2 3 1 2 4 1 2 no 5 is true ना. देखो why 5 is correct. Country C which is fall under the category of D आपका that is the last stage आपका, ठीक है. So where the highly risky आपका countries and all, so it should be आपका all, ठीक है. Once I'll check this one, हाँ. So all will be right answer for this particular. So that chart na which we have gone through earlier also, so that is something, हाँ, this is the one. So here we have, these are the ratings आपका D which is very high risk आपका, ठीक है. And when it comes to C1 moderately high, but exposure, if your exposure is already more than 1, so you have to take आपका additional caution in that particular case. That was our second or third statement in this particular question. So that's why D is the right answer for this particular one. Next one guys. ECGC and services policies are correct. ECGC offer insurance cover to exporters against commercial and political risk that may lead to non-realization of export proceed. बिल्कुल correct है. Small exporter policy by ECGC is an enhanced version of standard policy aimed specifically at encouraging small exporters. ECGC provide export credit insurance for bank that cover whole turnover both at packaging credit and आपका post shipments. Yes, specific shipment policy offered by ECGC cover exposure risk only related to goods excluding no आपका it include trunky project also, services also, it should be wrong. So ECGC offer factoring facility for MSME at that include working capital financing and collection of export receivable also. This is 2 1 2 3 5 1 2 3 5 means option B. Why A आपका 1 5 is also correct ना. ECGC offer factoring facilities for MSME that include working capital finance. Basically we are routing this particular one through the bank, it should be correct. Yes, factoring facilities for MSME include working capital finance and collection of export receivables and all. So that's why option B is the right answer in this particular case. इसको एक बार जरूर प्रैक्टिस कीजिएगा, हाँ, ये कंफ्यूजिंग है without any doubt, so you have to be very careful around this guys. Which of the following statement about the small exporter policy and specific shipment short-term policies are correct. Small exporter policy cover insolvency of buyers and failure to pay within 2 months from the due date, but does not cover exchange rate fluctuations. Second one, specific shipment short-term policy can cover commercial and political specific shipment short-term policies can cover commercial and political risk for shipment may under the contract where exporter does not hold comprehensive policies and all. This can be. This is also true. Third one, both policies cover losses due to commercial dispute raised by the buyers without requiring a court decree in favor of the exporter. Both policies cover losses due to commercial dispute raised by buyers without no court. There should be some decision from the court which is favoring the buyers. In that case only, it should be wrong. Small exporter policy can be issued for a period of 24 months. It is for 12 months, first of all. It is for 12 months. This is wrong. While the specific shipment policy period do not exceed 360 days. 360 days और ये कितना था 180 days. ठीक है, it is आपका 180 days. So both are wrong in this case. Political risk cover under the both political including war आपका imposition this हाँ this is 100% true. So 1 to 5 means option B should be right answer for this particular one. Correct है? So option B will be right answer for this particular question. Next one. Okay. Now we have unit number 8, role of Exim Bank or these other different one. So Exim Bank or the guidelines. This is based on the guidelines. Okay? So the different guidelines like FEMA provision or this was also get asked last time आपका ठीक है, these filings. So the data is to be submitted to RBI in the form of written statement. So these are the different returns which we need to fill. Regulatory review authority also, this also get asked in our previous questions, previous session आपका. So right now it is आपका regulatory review authority 2.0 which is working. So basically the idea is आपका the idea is to achieve simplified procedures, reducing reporting requirements wherever it is possible आपका, ठीक है, that is the case. ADR, GDRs and we have the other areas or the guidelines related to these particular one. Apart from this, deferred payment guarantee is again one important subtopic which is part of this particular one which you have to revise. Okay, so then ODIs and ODI related areas, overseas direct investment and others. So that is also very important part of this particular one. Form ODI hai, we have FEMA provisions, we have FEMA आपका again the same things, approvals, right? Next one. Okay, just allow me 2 minutes, huh guys? Musk is here. कम से दे. So what will be your correct answer? Okay, everyone is saying A. Thank you. So first, आपका FEMA 1999 focus on facilitating external trade and development of the foreign market forex, where the FERA aimed primarily at conserving foreign exchange. So when it comes to FEMA versus FERA, 100% true. तो FERA का जो motive था पहले, that was around the conserving the foreign reserve or the forex reserve of the country. But when it comes to FEMA, it is basically आपका it facilitate import and export both. Second one is violation under FEMA is treated as criminal offense. No, they are categorized as civil wrong or civil offense. So this is आपका, it should be opposite. FEMA represent a more liberal and flexible regulatory framework compared to stricter regime in this. 100% true. So A आपका without any doubt will be right answer for this particular question. Correct है? Next one. So, which of the following statement are correct as per the provision of FEMA 1999? So the remittance of lottery winning is strictly prohibited under Schedule 1. Remittances of commission on export under rupee state credit is allowed up to 25%. नहीं, कितना है? 10% आपका 10% of invoice value. 10%, हाँ, it should be 10% आपका, ठीक है. So this is wrong. Third statement, any remittances for advertisement in foreign print media by state government exceeding 10,000 for purpose unrelated to tourism or investment prior approval from Ministry of Finance, आपका Schedule 2, this is also true. So 1 and 3 means option B will be right answer for this particular one. Commission on export under the rupee state credit route is permitted only 10% of invoice value of the tea and tobacco, not 25%. ठीक है. Next one guys. Which of the following statement about the remittances allowed under FEMA are correct? Gift remittances by resident is allowed up to 2,50,000 per financial year. Relative friend and आपका this should be correct. And the second one, donation to charitable, religious or cultural abroad are allowed up to 1 lakh per financial year per donor. It should be आपका again 2.50 lakh, ठीक है. Subject matter to other आपका guidelines, it should be wrong. Resident can subscribe banned magazine. No, this is आपका not allowed. So only one means आपका D will be right answer for this one, ठीक है. They cannot subscribe these particular magazine आपका and not, ठीक है. So D will be right answer for this one. And donation, it can also go up to 2,50,000 USD and all, right. Next one. Which of the following statement correctly describe the overseas direct investment rule and features? So real estate tradings and banking business are prohibited sectors for the overseas direct investment by Indian parties. True है. An Indian party require prior RBI approvals for all overseas direct investment irrespective of investment amount. This is आपका wrong. ठीक है. So not in all the cases. Financial commitment exceeding 1 billion USD in financial year. आपका RBI approvals even if within the eligible limit under the automatic route आपका. The second statement here. If it is automatic route आपका, so will be not requiring. This should be wrong आपका. ठीक है. So if we consider these two आपका as a statement 2, so only one should be right answer for this one. What do you guys suggest? Option 1 आपका होने को दो अलग statement है, but both are incorrect आपका. So if you consider these two as a one statement, so this should be wrong. Right? I'll check the answer first. Okay. So real estate trading and banking business except Indian banks with clearance are prohibited sectors from ODI. Statement 2 आपका Indian parties do not require prior RBI approval under automatic route unless financial commitment exceed specified limits and all. So that was mentioned within the limit itself, right? So that is the case. Next one. Which of the following statement correctly describe ODI, overseas direct investment rule and features? Sachin sir, that depend on आपका industry to industry. हाँ. So we do not have any exact prescribed limit आपका. So that's why it is mentioned कि क्या लिखा गया था 1 billion whatever the amount it is RBI approval even if within the eligible limit under the automatic route आपका. So just to create that question or the guidelines मतलब basically if it is within the limit under that particular sector, so we do not require आपका. That is the motive of automatic route only. So ODI, so financial commitment exceeding one. Okay, this is the same line actually. It came here, so this should be wrong. Financial commitment exceeding 1 billion in a financial year required RBI approval even if within the eligible. एक मिनट मैं इसको check कर लेता हूँ हाँ. If there is any SSM provisions, I'll just check this one. Financial commitment. हाँ नहीं there is a statement आपका. So it is 400% मतलब the guidelines is basically आपका 400% of net worth 400% of net worth 400% of net worth the total commitment of Indian entity in all its foreign entities, joint venture, wholly owned subsidiaries combined must not exceed आपका 400% of the net worth. ठीक है, so it should be your less than equal to 400% of net worth. 1 billion US dollar annual cap, 1 billion US dollar annual cap, any single financial commitment exceeding 1 billion in year require prior RBI approvals. ठीक है, so that means we have to correct that question itself. हाँ, तो यहाँ पे क्या था, Indian party, so this is the second statement, and financial commitment exceeding 1 billion financial year require RBI approvals. This is true even if within the eligible limit under this one. तो this statement is true. यहाँ पे this is आपका 3 but we do not have 3. If I make it 3 आपका, ठीक है, so that's why this is the correct one. तो that make this statement आपका true. तो ये statement आपका correct होगा. So it is 400% of net worth and 1 billion any single financial commitment exceeding 1 billion USD in financial year require prior RBI approvals even if the total commitment remain within the 400% आपका net worth limit itself. Please do remember this one. हाँ, अच्छा statement था ये. सो आई ऑल्सो मिस दिस वन. तो दिस इज आपका करेक्ट, अभी ये करेक्ट है. ठीक है राजेंद्र सर, ऑल्सो प्लीज डू रिमेंबर दिस वन. हाँ, so equity capital, the commitment can be around the equity capital, preference and loan, guarantee or bank guarantee. तो क्या सही बैठ रहा है इसमें अब? The first statement is correct. The Indian party can fund overseas joint venture investment using proceed from external commercial borrowing or आपका FCCB, that is foreign currency convertible bonds. This is also true. Indian entities cannot offer corporate or personal guarantee related to overseas direct investment. Indian entities can they may आपका, ठीक है, they can basically, ठीक है, it should be they can offer corporate or personal guarantee. Indian entities cannot offer this. It should be wrong आपका. Third statement should be wrong here. 1 and 2 we have 1 and 2. B should be right answer, not D आपका. Indian they are allowed, I guess. I'll just check this statement. हाँ, so Indian entities may offer corporate or personal guarantee within आपका prescribed limit. This limit also I have to check. Till that time you just go through the next question. I'll check this limit. Huh? It is Indian आपका when it comes to Companies Act 13, 60% of paid up share capital, free reserve, securities premium और 100% of free reserve and securities premium. ठीक है, so when it comes to आपका Indian parties guarantee to ODIs, so it is basically it is your 60% of paid up share capital, free reserve and securities premium. Or if they only go for free reserve and securities premium, it can be 100% of their free reserve and securities premium. तो यहाँ पे these are the limits आपका under this particular one. So for joint आपका joint venture companies and wholly owned subsidiaries and all. Okay, what are you suggesting for this one? B. Deepak sir is saying option B. So why a foreign company considering enter into US equity market through ADRs? The company want to maximize its US market visibility and capital raising potentials while balancing compliance cost. Why evaluating the type of ADRs? So statement about the correct. We have unsponsored and sponsored. Okay? Unsponsored ADR initiated by foreign company and listed on major US stock exchanges like NYSE and your NASDAQ. What we have to find out in this case? Unsponsored are basically with the SEC, not with they are not listed in NYSE and others. Sponsored ADR allow foreign company to select a single depository bank that administer the ADRs and pay dividend with level 3 ADR offering the highest regulatory requirements and capital ability. Okay, this can be right. Level 1 ADRs in listed stock exchange, highest visibility and raise capital. Foreign companies prefer unsponsored, they prefer आपका sponsored ADR because they do not have to आपका arrange, they do not have to make any sort of arrangement. Yes, हाँ, I'll also go with option B आपका, ठीक है. Unsponsored, they are basically, when it comes to unsponsored, आपका unsponsored are OTC contract, so they are not listed in these particular one. AD sponsored आपका single depository, ADRs, pay dividends. हाँ, so option B only should be right answer for this one. Okay. Statement 1 is incorrect here. Unsponsored are not initiated by foreign company but by the US brokers, or they are traded OTC, not in this. The third one is label 1 ADRs are traded OTC and do not provide listing. Fourth one is foreign companies prefer sponsored ADR for greater control, visibility and ability to raise capital. Unsponsored reduce the foreign company involvement but also by visibility and control itself, right? Next one. Khushbu ma'am, I'll do it, for the entire module. I miss, I guess. On app, I miss this particular one. I have uploaded in few areas. I'll check if it is not there. Just after the session, I'll upload. So, foreign currency convertible bonds and foreign currency exchangeable bonds, and you have to find out the correct statement. So, foreign currency convertible bonds issued in foreign currency which can be converted into equity shares of the issuing company at a predetermined price or exchange rate. Correct है first statement आपका. Second statement is FCCBs, FCEBs, that is foreign currency exchangeable bonds, allow promoter of Indian companies to raise overseas debt by issuing bonds that can be exchanged into equity of any other company in groups. आपका the foreign currency promoters of the Indian companies to raise overseas debt by issuing bonds of this. They are similar, I guess. Okay, this statement too also should be correct, right? It is आपका, group companies, they use group companies, this is the individual आपका. The statement 2 also should be correct answer in this case. The minimum maturity period for issuing ECCB is 5 years. This is wrong. Like आपका third statement should be wrong. 1 and 2, we do not have 1 and 2 here. 1 and 2 नहीं है तो आपका ओके, आई नीड टू चेक देन. सी मीन्स आपका अच्छा ओके 2-1 लिखा हुआ है. ओके हाँ बिल्कुल सही. तो ऑप्शन सी, नॉट बी सर. ऑप्शन सी इज द राइट आंसर फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर वन. ठीक है. सो FCEBs enable Indian companies to raise funds by issuing bonds exchangeable into equity shares of another company offered company, usually a group company. ठीक है. Basically like let's say there is a group company like Reliance. So let's say आपका Jio, they have issued some bonds. Later on if the user is want to convert Jio these particular bond to आपका Reliance Capital. ठीक है. If they want to move from Jio to Cap आपका, so that is something which is allowed in this particular case आपका. ठीक है. So that is the game when it comes to this area. And for when it comes to the maturity, it is 5 years and the other areas also. हाँ. Now this is clear everyone. कोई डाउट है इसमें प्लीज़ बताइए. Exim Bank are correct till that time. Go through this one also. So Exim Bank was set up under the specific Act of Parliament 1981. ठीक है. So basically Exim Bank was started in 1982. The act was 1981. So this is wrong. One of the core aim of Exim Bank to offer exporter advisory services information in this. ठीक है. हाँ this can be. तो वन ऑफ लिखा हुआ है तो दिस कैन बी राइट. सो ओनली नो व्हाट वी नॉट ओनली दिस. सी शुड बी राइट आंसर फॉर दिस. वाई बी गाइज? अरिजीत सर ए, सचिन सर ए इज 1 and 2 बोथ नहीं. देखो यहाँ पे इट इज़ Exim Bank was get established in 1982, started working from this, and this is the act. And when it comes to the functionaries, तो it also provide आपका new export opportunities apart from that refinancing things and all. This is one of the when you'll go for the entire आपका areas ना, so this should be right. ठीक है. So C will be correct answer. 1981. And आपका Exim Bank when it comes to the function provide information in others, that also comes under the workings of this one. So basically it is helping companies आपका so they can raise funds or even like the exporters to find out the new destinations and all, that generally comes under this one. ठीक है. चलो नेक्स्ट वन. Which of the following statement are correct with Exim Bank's line of credit program for other countries? So line of credit, like let's say India have given line of credit through Exim Bank to Maldives or recently to Nepal or Sri Lanka and all. ठीक है. तो ये सारी चीज़ें आपका. तो basically we are giving them money to buy our own country's manufacturer goods. ठीक है. तो हमने उनको जैसे लेट्स से वी हैव गिवन अ लाइन ऑफ क्रेडिट ऑफ $5 million. दैट $5 million विद दैट अमाउंट दे विल परचेज गुड्स ऑफ इंडियन मैन्युफैक्चरर राइट. तो उस वो आपका इंडियन मैन्युफैक्चरर के गुड्स को परचेज करेंगे. द काइंड ऑफ अ सप्लायर्स आपका क्रेडिट, बट इट इज़ ड्रिवन थ्रू द गवर्नमेंट. गवर्नमेंट्स के द्वारा हम इन सब चीज़ों को आपका लेके चल रहे होते हैं. Exim provide long-term credit line to foreign governments, allowing Indian export to receive upfront payments आपका. अब ये जो स्टेटमेंट है ना, ये थोड़ा वेग स्टेटमेंट है. ये राइट भी हो सकता है, रॉन्ग भी हो सकता है. ठीक है. क्यों ये राइट और रॉन्ग हो सकता है? बिकॉज मतलब ये मतलब आई हैव टू चेक दिस वन, क्योंकि अपफ्रंट इज लाइक कि मतलब अपफ्रंट इज लाइक कि उन्होंने ऑर्डर दिया और पेमेंट हो गया, बट इट इज़ अ इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड. जैसे एलसी में हम देखते थे ना, एट द टाइम ऑफ सबमिशन ऑफ डॉक्यूमेंट्स एंड ऑल. सो विल चेक दिस वन. सब लोग आपका ऑप्शन ए बोल रहे हैं. चलो, हो सकता है आप सेम लाइन में हैं, करेक्ट लाइन में हैं. इंडियन एक्सपोर्टर रिसीव pre-shipment finance only after obtaining an order confirmation letter from the banks. This is true. The third statement, exporter must submit shipping document through their regular bankers to claim reimbursement. हाँ, this is the आपका basically first you are doing, that means it should be wrong. ठीक है, after going through this third statement, तो what you are doing as exporter, you are delivering the goods, then you are submitting the documents. आपका documents means all the international trade related documents and all. Then you are going for the exporter will submit to the bank and bank will claim that particular one from the Exim. ठीक है, तो this is also true. तो 2 and 3 आपका B should be right answer in that case. So while Exim Bank give line of credit to foreign governments, Indian exporter get upfront credit from Exim Bank after submission of documents, not upfront payments from the foreign governments. और यहाँ पे क्या लिखा था, फॉरेन गवर्नमेंट लिखा था क्या? हाँ, दिस इज ऑल्सो इट इज़. हाँ, वी मिस दिस आपका इम्पॉर्टेंट पॉइंट विच इज़ योर फॉरेन गवर्नमेंट, नॉट फ्रॉम फॉरेन गवर्नमेंट वी आर गेटिंग दैट पेमेंट्स थ्रू विच इज़ आपका रूटेड बाय द एग्जिम बैंक इटसेल्फ. तो ये अभी ये क्लियर हुआ ना सबको? इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट था ये, छोटा सा पॉइंट विच वी इग्नोर एंड दैट कैन कॉज आपका थोड़ा सा इशू क्रिएट कर सकता है जो. चलो, नेक्स्ट वन गाइस, वेरी स्मॉल यूनिट एग्जिम सॉरी IFSC एंड हर साल पूछा जाता है. ठीक है, यू हैव टू बी वेरी केयरफुल अराउंड दिस. एंड कहीं ना कहीं दैट IBU और द गाइडलाइंस रिलेटेड टू IBUs, this when a company is going to make a setup regarding the IBUs and all, so that is something which is very very important from this. ठीक है, छोटा सा यूनिट है, इट विल हार्डली टेक आपका 15 to 20 मिनट टू रिवाइज. तो प्लीज़ एक बार इनको आपका गो थ्रू जरूर कीजिएगा. ठीक है, चलो लेट्स start with the questions. First question, which of the following statement about IFSCA are correct? So IFSCA Act was passed in 2019 and 2020 onwards we set up this particular things. It is something key which is connecting Indian economy with rest of the world with streamline rules and regulations from all the regulators. So that's why it is also known as a universal आपका regulators, which include areas like your आपका the different areas like RBI, SEBI, PFRD and others. So एक one stop solution kind of area which we are building. Arijit sir is saying option A, IFSC primarily serve customers within the domestic economy jurisdiction. IFSC provide fundraising services for individual, corporate and governments. Asset management and global portfolio diversification through the pension funds and mutual funds are the key activities of this particular one. So what will be your correct answer? ठीक है, तो फर्स्ट वन तो 100% रॉन्ग है. ठीक है, सेकेंड एंड थर्ड आर ट्रू, मीन्स ऑप्शन ए इज द करेक्ट आंसर फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर वन. करेक्ट है. चलो नेक्स्ट वन. So IFSCA and the major areas, role and responsibilities, opportunities. So please go through these particular one. बहुत बेसिक है, वन टाइम स्टडी, और जिन्होंने पहले पढ़ लिया है तो अगर आपको दोबारा से इनको पढ़ने की ज़रूरत भी नहीं है. सिंपली सेइंग, बिकॉज लाइक दिस इज समथिंग कि जहाँ पे आपको ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं देना है, जस्ट डू रिवाइज थिंग्स इन ऑल राइट. Okay, Girish sir is saying option B. So IFSC, IBU basically are bank branches at IFSC. So it is IFSC banking units, and the guidelines are, first one is, so when it comes to only one IBU can be set up by each eligible bank in IFSC 100% true. We have only GIFT City Gandhinagar. The another one is IBUs are exempted from maintaining CRR and SLR. That is also true. Okay. IBU can open bank saving bank account and accept cash transaction for from the customer. That is not allowed. So what will be your correct answer? 1 and 2. So option B will be right answer for this particular question. The guidelines आपका, this is something which is very very important one. So maintain necessary regulatory capital subject of a minimum 20 million US dollar at the parent bank level. No objection certificate from country regulator, like if it is Indian bank, from RBI. Letter of comfort from the parent banks. Not required to maintain SLR and CRR. IBUs are required to maintain LCR and NSFR at IBU level. With आपका IFSCA permission, they can maintain this particular one at the आपका bank level also. ठीक है. Then we have leverage ratio of IBU that can be maintained as parent bank level. This is again, this get asked many times, so please do remember this, very very important one. So they do not have to maintain CRR and SLR, but they have to maintain retail deposit reserve ratio on daily basis at 3% of the outstanding as the end of previous working day. Okay? So that is something. These are some core guidelines related to this particular one. Right? Chalo, next one. बहुत आसान क्वेश्चन है सारे. So there is one set of question in that will be in PDF. Just go through those particular one once. ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं लगेगा आपका. So which of the following regarding the operation of IBUs are correct? तो क्या होगा correct answer? IBU are allowed to operate in Indian domestic money or payment markets. Wrong है first statement आपका. Second one, IBU may open foreign currency account and escrow accounts for corporate borrowers resident under specific conditions आपका. So option B should be right answer for this particular question. ठीक है. The first one is wrong and second one is correct. Next one. Which of the following statement are true regarding the relaxation of FPI at GIFT City? Relaxation for FPI or to FPI at GIFT City. This is also important question. This can be asked. थोड़ा सा ये leak से अलग है, but this is something which can be asked in your upcoming examination also. Last year they asked this question actually. So FPI are allowed to trade in commodity derivatives on IFSC exchanges without any additional documentation. True है. Companies at GIFT City are exempted from STT and CTT. बिल्कुल ये भी true है. Short-term capital gain on derivative trade has been increased to 30% for no, it is आपका, they do not have to pay any short-term capital gain in this particular case. ठीक है. Let's say if you are a SEBI registered FPI and if you आपका deal in this आपका this deal at this particular center, so you do not have to pay any short-term capital gain, and that is something which is a very major one, right? So 1 and 2 means option A will be right answer for this one. So there is a waiver of the short-term capital gain on derivative trade for FPI, right? So these are the areas, like SEBI has permitted FPI registered to India to trade on exchange operating in GIFT City. FPI are also allowed to trade in commodities derivative. Companies do not they do not need to pay STT and CTT. All companies operate 24/7. ठीक है. Waiver of short term capital gain on आपका derivative trades, which is usually आपका 30% in normal market, allowing retail participation for the diversification purposes and all, right? So this is the one. Okay, चलो now next one, fintech. So technology in आपका international banking. So nowadays, like when it comes to the technology, तो कहीं ना कहीं दिस एंटायर इंटरनेशनल और जो जितने भी सारे ट्रांजेक्शन्स हो रहे हैं हमारे, ठीक है, दे ऑल आर ड्रिवन थ्रू द टेक्नोलॉजी इटसेल्फ. तो टेक्नोलॉजी का इंपॉर्टेंस इज़ वेरी हाई, हम सब लोग इस चीज़ को एक्सेप्ट करते हैं. नाउ व्हेन इट कम्स टू टेक्नोलॉजी, सो द एरियाज लाइक फॉर श्योर विल बी आपका देर विल बी you can expect 1 marks or half marks, 1 or 2 or 3 question also, ठीक है. So like areas like we have evolution of technology and others, digital platforms आपका, this is we have fintech or your fintech and evolution of fintech, delivery channels. तो यहाँ पे ना जैसे they have given the areas like कि जैसे big data का इस्तेमाल है, AI या others हैं, वो सारी चीज़ें and doable हैं एक रीडिंग से. You can go through those particular one, ठीक है. So export data processing and monitoring system, import data processing and monitoring system, that is also part of this one. So जिससे RBI can have a proper accountability around things. So this is something which will get repeated, ठीक है. तो जो हमारा हमने जिसको कहाँ पे डिस्कस किया था, आपका फैसिलिटीज़ फॉर एक्सपोर्टर इम्पोर्टर के अंदर भी IDPMS, EDPMS एंड अदर्स, हर साल इसके ऊपर क्वेश्चन रहते हैं, whether it is IDPMS or EDPMS, ठीक है, दोनों को ध्यान रखना है. फिनटेक एंड ब्लॉकचेन मैनेजमेंट इज द अनदर एरियाज आपका, ठीक है. ब्लॉकचेन इज समथिंग, देखो व्हेन इट कम्स टू इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड, तो आपका जो रिस्क हैं वो थोड़ा बढ़ जाते हैं, ठीक है. तो टू कम्युनिकेट दोज पर्टिकुलर वन सिक्योरली, सो वी हैव नाउअडेज आपका वी आर यूजिंग ब्लॉकचेन टेक्नोलॉजीज. तो वहाँ पे हम लोग इसको यूज़ करें. तो ब्लॉकचेन टेक्नोलॉजी इन द इंडियन पर्सपेक्टिव, इंडियन ब्लॉकचेन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर कंपनी प्राइवेट लिमिटेड. अब पिछले साल का क्वेश्चन वाज अराउंड दिस, बट दिस इज़ फॉर द इंडियन मार्केट, ठीक है. जैसे इफ़ वी आर जैसे कोई बैंक आपका LC जारी कर रहा है, डोमेस्टिक आपका इनलैंड है, ठीक है, तो वहाँ पे जो ट्रांजेक्शन्स होंगे दैट विल बी ड्रिवन थ्रू आपका दिस वन, ठीक है. GST इनवॉइस सिस्टम एंड एवरीथिंग विच इज़ इंटीग्रेटेड विद दिस पर्टिकुलर वन. तो ये किसके द्वारा बनाया है या अदर्स, जो बेसिक्स आपके हैं जिनको थोड़ा सा आप लोग याद रखेंगे. फिनटेक इंटेलिजेंस, ये वन टाइम स्टडी वाला पार्ट है. बेसिक बिग डेटाज चैलेंजेस के ऊपर क्वेश्चन हो सकता है, ठीक है. दैट इज़ द लास्ट सब टॉपिक फ्रॉम दिस, ठीक है. चलो नाउ नेक्स्ट फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन ऑन योर स्क्रीन. टेक्नोलॉजी का नॉलेज टेस्ट होने वाला दोस्तों आपका. द फर्स्ट वन इज विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट एक्यूरेटली रिफ्लेक्ट द की एस्पेक्ट ऑफ डिजिटलाइजेशन इन इंटरनेशनल बैंकिंग. तो आपका competition from startups and tech giant is pushing traditional banking to rethink and accelerate their digital transformation strategies. बिल्कुल सही कह रहा है. Second, a digital banking strategy must be generic and uniformly no. According to the need and आपका requirements, we have to implement things. It requires transformation, not just technology but organizational culture also. Very simple. Option B will be right answer for this particular question. Correct है. Evolution part also I have mentioned here, ठीक है, जो आपका जैसे years and others है ना, that is also आपका given here, so you can go through that particular one. But very rare chances जो historical data या others है ना, इनके ऊपर like do not waste your आपका ज़्यादा टाइम, हाँ ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं लगाना है यहाँ पे. So which of the following statement correct with respect to RBI monitoring system like we have EDPMS, IDPMS and FIRMS. अब ये हमने पिछले टॉपिक के अंदर भी ये सारे एरियाज जो गो थ्रू किए थे. तो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट, export transaction related to service export are monitored through ADPMS प्लेटफॉर्म सिंस आपका 2017. तो ये स्टेटमेंट तो बहुत आसान है आपको समझने के लिए कि सही है या गलत है के लिए. सेकंड स्टेटमेंट आपका अंडर IDPMS सिंगल bill of entry can be settled against multiple outward remittances. FIRMS revise FCGPRs replace both ARF and earlier आपका FCGR forms starting from this. So these two statements are true and this is आपका wrong. ठीक है, it is कौन सा ईयर था 2014 for both EDPMS and IDPMS both आपका 2004 to 2 and 3 means option A should be right answer for this particular one. Very good guys, awesome. Fintech evolution related questions are there. Yes, chalo. Next one. Next one guys. So fintech delivery channels, international banking, AI in international banking help identify customer need by analyzing inward and outward transactions similar to आपका normal banking. ठीक है, बिल्कुल सही है. First statement, big data analytic and fintech primarily focus on consumer preferences and spending habit to develop predictive market strategies and fraud detection algorithm. Third one is robotic process automation RPA in banking is used mainly to manage customer. No, it is not for the customer. It is something आपका जैसे आपका जो ERP सिस्टम है या अदर्स है. ठीक है, सो जो ऑटोमेशन पे आपका रन हो सकती हैं उनको चलाने के लिए. ठीक है, व्हेन इट कम्स टू आपका कस्टमर रिलेशनशिप वेयर वी हैव टू हैव डू सम सॉर्ट ऑफ ह्यूमन इंटरेक्शन, स्पेशली आपका नेगोशिएशन या आपका we have to understand according to this one because RPA that work on the command system. ठीक है, तो 1 and 2 means option B will be right answer for this particular one, right? Next one, which of the following statement about fintech delivery channel in international banking are correct? So blockchain technology provide a secure, transparent digital ledger for trade finance, enabling encrypted transaction and reducing cyber risk. बिल्कुल सही है. AI cannot be used to improve outcome in international. It can be. So one only means option A will be correct answer for this particular question. Correct है. Next one. Which of the following statement about blockchain technology आपका Indian Blockchain Infrastructure Limited was formed by multiple banks to facilitate cross-border trade financing using blockchains. The second one, blockchain technology eliminate paperwork, enhance security and integrate with GST, e-way and others. ठीक है, तो this is true and आपका first one is wrong. Sorry, why first one is wrong? Because it is आपका inland, not आपका cross border, right? तो statement 2 means option B will be right answer for this particular one. ठीक है, so focus on domestic आपका inland LC transaction, not the international, right? So this is the one. करेक्ट है. चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. नेक्स्ट वन, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट एक्यूरेटली रिफ्लेक्ट द चैलेंजेस फेस्ड बाय द फिनटेक सेक्टर? ठीक है, तो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट, रेगुलेटर एक्सप्रेस कंसर्न रिगार्डिंग द डेटा सिक्योरिटी, ट्रू है। हाई स्टार्टअप कॉस्ट, आपका डेटा ब्रीचेस कैन आपका लीड टू लीगल एंड आपका इवन द रेपुटेशन रिस्क एंड ऑल, राइट। सो ऑल आर द चैलेंजेस विच कैन बी फेस्ड बाय द आपका फिनटेक कंपनीज एंड ऑल, राइट। सो नेक्स्ट वन, ठीक है, अब आते हैं हम लोग आपका मॉड्यूल बी के अंदर, ठीक है। सो मॉड्यूल ए, वन सेट ऑफ प्रैक्टिस। नाउ व्हेन इट कम्स टू मॉड्यूल बी, सो मॉड्यूल बी इज़ ऑल अबाउट रिस्क मैनेजमेंट। तो यहाँ पे वी विल बी कवरिंग आपका 2-3 यूनिट्स टुडे, एंड इन नेक्स्ट सेशन आई विल बी एडिंग वन मोर सेशन आपका बिफोर दैट सी, सो दैट वी कैन लाइक व्हाट आई वांट कि एक बार इसको कंप्लीट करके ए एंड बी के जो न्यूमेरिकल्स हैं उनको एक बार केस स्टडीज़ को एक बार रिवाइज कर लें, बिकॉज 65 to 70% इट इज़ 65% मार्क्स वाइज ऑल्सो इट इज़ अबाउट ए एंड बी, ठीक है। मतलब बिकॉज लाइक सी और डी के क्वेश्चंस भी रहेंगे, ऐसा नहीं है कि उनके क्वेश्चन नहीं रहेंगे, इक्वल वेटेज है, बट चीज़ें रिपीट होती हैं, तो एक जगह अगर आप उनको अच्छे से पढ़ते हो तो वहाँ पे भी वो आपको हेल्प करेगा। तो रिस्क मैनेजमेंट, रिस्क एंड बेसिक रिस्क मैनेजमेंट फ्रेमवर्क, risk in banking, risk regulation industry, then we have market risk, credit risk, operational, liquidity risk and Basel 3 frameworks। तो यहाँ से when it comes to आपका case studies, तो जैसे हमारे पास capital charge is one topic, for sure you will see the question around that one, ठीक है। वो क्रेडिट रिस्क हो, ऑपरेशनल रिस्क हो या मार्केट रिस्क हो, ठीक है। तो ये सारे ऐसे टॉपिक हैं जहाँ पे दे कैन आस्क यू क्वेश्चन अराउंड दैट, और बेसिकली द केस स्टडीज़ व्हेन इट कम्स टू द केस स्टडीज़ पार्ट, ठीक है। इसके अलावा रिस्क मैनेजमेंट फ्रेमवर्क, EWRM या अदर्स, ऐसे बहुत सारे एरियाज़ हैं जो कहीं ना कहीं पहला सजेशन मेरा यही होगा कि फंडामेंटली यू हैव टू बी आपका साउंड अराउंड दोज एरियाज, ठीक है। तो फंडामेंटली उनको गो थ्रू करना इज़ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। तो एक बार कोशिश ज़रूर करें कि लाइक एक जैसे वन शॉट के अंदर आप जो पूरा एरियाज आपके हैं उस पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक के या जो मेन सब टॉपिक्स हैं उनको गो थ्रू कर लें, उनको रीड आउट कर लें, ठीक है। तो रिस्क एंड बेसिक रिस्क मैनेजमेंट फ्रेमवर्क, सो विच इंक्लूड एरियाज लाइक रिस्क, बहुत बेसिक है आपका ये, ठीक है। सो क्लासिफिकेशन इन ऑल, सो रिस्क रिटर्न कैपिटल, इट इज़ कॉल्ड आपका ट्रिनिटी, बेसिकली हाई द रिस्क हाई द रिटर्न हाई द कैपिटल, lower the risk, lower the return, lower the capital. So simply, let's start with the question itself. So risk is unavoidable in any business, and it is essentially arise due to uncertainties that affect cash flow, both आपका इनफ्लो एंड आउटफ्लो, बिल्कुल सही है। Uncertainties cannot be measured or priced, while risk is a type of uncertainty that can be quantified and आपका managed. This is also correct. Third statement आपका, a business with highly variability in net cash flow has a higher risk and always result in lower profit. No, we cannot say कि always, like if they have high risk तो it has higher reward also, ठीक है। higher the risk higher the return, तो ये इस तरीके से आपका बैठेगा, ठीक है। The next one, a risk free investment like RBI bonds offer fixed return and zero variability in net cash flows, but at the cost of lower return, बिल्कुल सही। The next one is, if sale price increase or administrative cost reduce unexpectedly, the business may experience higher profit, आपका showing that not all risk has a negative outcome। एक बार दोबारा पढ़ना पड़ेगा ये। It is आपका if sale price increase एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव कॉस्ट रिड्यूस, हाँ बिल्कुल हो सकता है, प्रॉफिट आपका। तो 1 2 4 5 मीन्स ऑप्शन सी शुड बी राइट आंसर फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर वन, ठीक है। So okay, some people also mentioned B 1 2. Third one is also correct. ठीक है, sorry, third one is wrong. Fifth one is also correct. ठीक है. So basically when it comes to this statement, if the sale price, जैसे let's say we are selling markers at आपका 100 rupees earlier and cost is suppose that overall cost is suppose that 70 rupees, so your margin was 30 rupees. Now you have increased the, let's say we have increased this cost to 120, even if remain same आपका, your profit margin per product will be now 50 rupees. ठीक है, it will increase आपका by 20 rupees. तो अब यहाँ पे तो दोनों सिचुएशन लिखा है, सेल प्राइस बढ़ रहा है, एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव कॉस्ट या ओवरऑल कॉस्ट इज कमिंग डाउन, तो द बिजनेस में एक्सपीरियंस हायर प्रॉफिट, शोइंग दैट नॉट ऑल रिस्क हैज़ नेगेटिव आउटकम आपका. ठीक है, so there's pricing increments which we happen, this may be due to inflation or due to any other आपका uncertainty and all, so due to that it is increasing from 100 to 120 आपका. Sometime what happen na, like when it comes to cost push inflation, the businesses or the kind of आपका the business person and all, they leverage from that particular situation, तो उस situation का वो लोग फ़ायदा उठा रहे होते हैं. Next one guys, so which of the following statement are correct with regard to risk management framework. तो ये हमने बहुत ज़्यादा प्रैक्टिस किया था हर यूनिट के साथ, हमने इसके अराउंड बहुत सारा डिस्कशन किया था. आई होप सबको याद होगा वो सारा डिस्कशन. तो लेट्स गो थ्रू दिस पर्टिकुलर वन क्विकली. अब ये जो रिस्क मैनेजमेंट फ्रेमवर्क है, ये यहाँ से लेके एंड टॉपिक तक आपका इट विल बी पार्ट ऑफ योर करिकुलम, मतलब पीछे नहीं छोड़ेगा आपका. So risk management initiative must originate from middle management as per the closest to operation. No, it is from the आपका top management, BODs, board of directors. They are responsible for the overall thing, so it should be initiated from there only. The second one is economic measure of risk are used to set risk limit to ensure the best risk adjusted return relative to capital invested. Yes, बिल्कुल correct है. ठीक है, so that capital, risk and return, so we have to use that trinity while we are investing. Risk must first identified and measure before decisions are taken to accepting or mitigating them. Yes. Risk management should be embedded in regular business unit to maintain operational continuity. Risk management should be embedded नहीं, हम आपका रिस्क मैनेजमेंट फ्रेमवर्क में बस बेसिकली व्हाट वी आर डूइंग कि देर इज़ अ टीम. ठीक है, रिस्क मैनेजमेंट फ्रेमवर्क. सो वी हैव आपका ऑर्गेनाइजेशन फॉर रिस्क मैनेजमेंट, BODs. ठीक है, वी हैव आपका रिस्क मैनेजमेंट कमेटी, देन वी हैव आपका डिफरेंट कमिटीज़ लाइक हेल्को, क्रेडिट रिस्क मैनेजमेंट कमेटी. सो दीज आर सेपरेटली, वी हैव अ सेपरेट टीम फॉर ऑल दीज वन. ठीक है, इंटीग्रेशन विल create some sort of confusion. It should not be right. I'll cross check this one if there is anyone else. A robust risk management framework include process such as risk identification, measurement, pricing, mitigation, monitoring. Yes, correct here. So 235 means option A should be right answer for this particular one. Correct, very good. So a separate specialized setup is necessary for managing risk due to the control oriented nature of the task itself, right? हाँ, जैसे ये फ्रेमवर्क आपका था, ठीक है, ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. सो वी हैव बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स, देन वी हैव रिस्क मैनेजमेंट कमेटी, देन वी हैव सीनियर लेवल एग्जीक्यूटिव कमेटी लाइक आपका एल्को, क्रेडिट रिस्क मैनेजमेंट, ऑपरेशनल रिस्क मैनेजमेंट, एंड दे आर असिस्ट बाय दी आपका रिस्क मैनेजमेंट सपोर्ट ग्रुप्स और दी डिपार्टमेंट्स एंड ऑल, राइट, एंड देयर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज इन एवरीथिंग. तो इसको एक बार ना अच्छे से गो थ्रू कीजिएगा, सो दिस विल हेल्प यू, एंड प्लीज़ गो थ्रू दिस पर्टिकुलर वन वंस. हाँ, सो फर्स्ट वन आपका the risk management committee, a board level subcommittee responsible for setting a risk management guidelines, ensuring compliance with policy, reviewing prudential limits periodically. Correct है. ELCO is primarily responsible for credit risk robustness, rating, migration, portfolio this. ठीक है. ELCO is generally responsible for your asset liability management, right? So फॉर दिस वन वी शुड हैव क्रेडिट रिस्क मैनेजमेंट कमेटी. ठीक है, ये जो आपका लिखा क्रेडिट रिस्क मैनेजमेंट कमेटी, नॉट द एल्को, राइट. द थर्ड वन इज operational risk management committee is involved in analyzing fraud and approving new product processes in this. True है. Risk management department headed by chief risk officer CRO oversee dedicated groups of asset liability, mid office, treasury operation, credit risk and operational risk. The fifth one is committee of senior executives set the MCLR and other interest rate. ये जो last statement है, what you says guys about this last statement? Okay, you guys are saying option D means आपका this is wrong. MCLR and other interest rate benchmark of bank responsible for managing this. So that means it is wrong. I'll just check this one. हाँ, those functions are under the ELCO, not आपका committee of senior executive. ठीक है. Then the later ensure आपका consistent implementation of business and risk policy, not the interest rate setting. Next one. In the context of quantitative risk measurement techniques, so what you have to find out the correct statement. Yes. ELCO is a board level आपका committee. Rajen sir, ELCO is also no. ELCO should comes under the board level. नहीं, senior management committee. ELCO is आपका liquidity risk management, monitor tries period this आपका recommend MCLR and others. These are the tool आपका workings. Monitor this. ठीक है, so all these are basically at the senior management level and all. So first we have risk management committee, which is a risk management committee, which is your board level committee, subcommittee, and all these like ELCO, credit risk and operational risk, these are the senior level management committees and all. कुछ ऐसा स्टेटमेंट था क्या विच आई मिस? Which of the following statement is are correct in the context of quantitative risk measurement techniques? Rajan sir, did I miss something? So I'll go back. So sensitivity measure assume that only one market parameters changes at a time, ignoring the effect of simultaneous changes. Yes, sensitivity में we use one parameter. Volatility we use all the variables. Volatility reflects standard deviation from random variables and can be computed using historical data and derived from the market through the implied volatility. The third one is downside potential consider both. आपका no, it only consider negative deviations. This is wrong. Value at risk VAR model is a downside risk measure that combines sensitivity and volatility with potential loss probability under the uncertainty. Square root time rule is used to convert volatility measures over one time frequency into another such as daily, monthly, weekly and others. So 1, 2, 4, 5. 1, 2, 4 5 means option 1, no sorry, 1 2 4 5 means option C should be right answer for this particular one. Correct hai, everyone here is here, right? Next one, next one. Next one, guys. Hello. हाँ जी. हाँ मैं लाइव क्लास में ही हूँ मैम. Okay, everyone is saying option D. So option D. First आपका EWRM is one time, no, it is a continuous process आपका, ठीक है, beyond the regulatory guidelines and all. So second one, the implementation of EWRM include evaluation of existing risk management system such as assessing risk culture, control process and management information system. The third one is COSO ERM framework adopted by bank for risk assessment, control activities, information. Yes, EWRM only address risk related. No, it is beyond आपका, not about this. ठीक है. So our objective is like we have an integration of regulatory. Apart from that also the other risk involved, we try to cover those particular one. Enterprise risk management involves selecting among the alternative risk responses including risk avoidance, reduction, transfer and acceptance. ठीक है. तो 235 means option D 100% right. Very good guys. So option D will be right answer for this particular one. Correct है. EWRM again this is a very very important subtopic. बहुत बार आपको ये पूछा जाता है एग्जामिनेशंस के अंदर. These are the 8 components आपका and these are the 4 kind of objectives which we are generally trying to achieve through this particular one. ठीक है. तो प्लीज़ इसको आपको एक बार अच्छे से go through कीजिएगा. This will help you in your upcoming examination to attain 1 marks at least. Alright, चलो next. Okay, so EWRM was the final आपका subtopic under your unit 11. तो देखो first unit 10 is all about your the introduction to risk in general आपका. When it comes to unit 12, तो unit 12 is something which is around the your when it comes to unit 12 it is रिस्क इन बैंकिंग बिजनेस. ठीक है. सो आपका जो सेकंड है वो आपका रिस्क इन बैंकिंग बिजनेस. देन 13 ऑनवर्ड्स आपका वी विल बी एंटरिंग जैसे द टाइप ऑफ रिस्क, क्रेडिट रिस्क एंड अदर्स. एंड यूनिट 13 इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट जहाँ पे जो कैपिटल चार्ज एंड एवरीथिंग्स आपका विच जनरली कम्स अंडर दिस. ठीक है. तो यूनिट यहाँ पे क्लासिफिकेशन आपको मिलेगा रिस्क आइडेंटिफिकेशन इन बैंकिंग बिजनेस, आपका banking book and trading book of balance sheet exposures, risk definition or the different type of risk. और ये इसका explanation और elaboration you will see in unit आपका 13 itself. तो basically when it comes to banking business, risk taking is like are all transaction, all the banking transaction, they are basically they like they born some type of risk. हर एक ट्रांजेक्शन में हमें कहीं ना कुछ रिस्क प्रोबेबिलिटीज आपको देखने के लिए मिलेंगी, ठीक है। तो व्हाट BCBS हैव डन, ठीक है, BCBS ने क्या किया है, जो ओवरऑल एक्टिविटीज़ हैं बैंकिंग की, उन एक्टिविटीज़ को 8 डिफरेंट पार्ट में आपका कैटेगराइज किया, ठीक है। तो जैसे वी हैव बिजनेस लाइन, 8 आपका बिजनेस लाइन, कॉर्पोरेट फाइनेंस, ट्रेडिंग, रिटेल, कमर्शियल, देन वी हैव सब ग्रुप्स, एंड देन वी हैव आपका एक्टिविटीज़ ऑल्सो, ठीक है, एक्टिविटी लेवल क्लासिफिकेशन। ये दिस इज समथिंग इम्पॉर्टेंट, हाँ, इसको ध्यान रखिएगा, ठीक है। देन वी हैव पेमेंट एंड सेटलमेंट्स, agency services, asset management and retail brokerage. So these are the 8 core business line which has so many subgroups and activities. अब हम लोग जैसे as a bank when we are entering into any transaction, so we have to manage or plan things at transaction level as well as how the transaction is impacting the overall portfolio. तो दोनों चीज़ों को हम लोग आपका ध्यान में रखते हुए यहाँ पे एक्टिविटीज़ कर रहे होते हैं, ठीक है। तो बुक वाइज, मतलब बुक वाइज नहीं बल्कि रिस्क वाइज आपका ओवरऑल इन जनरल एक्टिविटीज़ 8 कैटेगरीज, देन आपका रिस्क वाइज वी हैव 3 मेजर कैटेगरीज। ये 3 मेजर कैटेगरीज आपको देखने के लिए मिलेंगे। बैंकिंग बुक, डिपॉजिट एंड एडवांसेस, ट्रेडिंग बुक, जो सिक्योरिटीज़ आपके होते हैं ट्रेडेबल, ऑफ बैलेंस शीट एक्सपोजर आपका, जैसे द गारंटी वर्क एंड अदर्स विच आर जनरली प्रोवाइडेड बाय बैंक। तो एक बार इनको जरूर गो थ्रू करें, ठीक है। जस्ट आपका इनके जो फीचर्स होते हैं, एवरी टाइम हर साल आपको एक क्वेश्चन जरूर मिलेगा, वेदर इट इज़ अबाउट द बैंकिंग बुक और आपका ट्रेडिंग बुक। बैंकिंग और ट्रेडिंग बुक के बीच का कंपैरिजन भी हो सकता है, या फिर आपका किसी 2 टाइप के बुक्स के बीच का कंपैरिजन जो आपको करने के लिए मिल सकता है, ठीक है। सो रिस्क आपका, अगर हम बात करते हैं रिस्क का, तो अगेन सेम थिंग्स, वी हैव डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ रिस्क इन आर बैंकिंग एक्टिविटीज़ विच इंक्लूड लाइक लिक्विडिटी रिस्क, interest rate risk, market risk, default, operational. Majorly we have 4 type. आपका credit risk management, ठीक है, credit risk आपका, then we have operational risk, liquidity risk and market risk, ठीक है। मेजर 4 कैटेगरीज के अंदर जो आपको ये देखने के लिए मिलेंगे, ठीक है। तो इनके डिफरेंट टाइप्स एंड अदर्स विच यू हैव टू जस्ट लाइक, देखो यहाँ से ना, दिस इज समथिंग एन इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ द एंटायर आपका जो रिमेनिंग आएंगे ना आफ्टर यूनिट 13, मतलब 14, 15, 16, 17 के जो डिटेलिंग आपके होगी उसका एक समरी, एक ब्रीफ आपका जो यहाँ पे मिलेगा। तो 2 तरीके से स्टडीज ही रख सकते हैं, या तो यहाँ पे इग्नोर करो, वहाँ पे अच्छे से स्टडी करो, या यहाँ पे एक इंट्रोडक्शन ले लो, बिकॉज 13 जो यूनिट नंबर 13 है उसमें जब आप जाएंगे कैपिटल चार्ज जब हम लोग करेंगे या अदर्स जो भी एक्टिविटीज़ हैं उनको देखेंगे, तो वहाँ पे वो सारी चीज़ें आपका कहीं ना कहीं उनको समझने में हेल्प करेगा, ठीक है। तो 2 ऑप्शन होते हैं, या तो आप 12 एंड 13 को इनिशियली एलिमिनेट कर दो, कम्प्लीटली एलिमिनेट कर दो, बट जब आप 14 से स्टार्ट करते हो, 14, 15, 16, 17 आप कर रहे होते हो, तो वहाँ पे उनको बहुत अच्छे से आपको पढ़ना है। बिकॉज जैसे बुक में भी कैसे दिया गया, जैसे अगर आप यूनिट 14 पढ़ेंगे क्रेडिट रिस्क, तो वहाँ पे कैपिटल चार्ज को उतना डिटेल में नहीं दिया गया जितना ये आपका 13 में एक्सप्लेन किया गया, तो वो सीक्वेंस वाइज आपका बना है। बट अभी हम एग्जाम वीक में हैं, सो यू कैन ऑल्सो हैव दिस पर्टिकुलर अप्रोच। तो ओवरऑल रिस्क, तो ये जितने भी नाम लिखे गए हैं यहाँ पे ना, दीज ऑल विल कम आपका, ठीक है। एक एक करके सारे नाम आपको देखने के लिए मिलेंगे। मेजर हेड जैसे लिक्विडिटी रिस्क है, देन वी हैव इंटरेस्ट रेट रिस्क, मार्केट रिस्क, क्रेडिट, ऑपरेशनल, अदर रिस्क में आपका जैसे यू विल सी रेपुटेशन और स्ट्रेटेजिक फेलियर्स एंड अदर्स विच इज जनरली पार्ट ऑफ दिस वन, ठीक है। तो स्टार्ट किया जाए। क्लाइमेट रिस्क ऑल्सो, क्लाइमेट रिस्क इज समथिंग, ये पूछा गया था लास्ट टाइम भी कि लाइक व्हेन वी आर अडॉप्टिंग दीज क्लाइमेट चेंज रिलेटेड एरियाज और ग्रीन, व्हेन वी आर एंटरिंग इनटू ग्रीन फाइनेंस, और इवन like let's say there is a company which deal in some sort of manufacturing. अब if government come up with some restriction on that particular company where we have already created some asset with that company, हमने उसको लोन दिया and all, so how it is going to affect, तो वो सारी चीज़ें जो यहाँ पे आपको देखने के लिए मिलेंगी, ठीक है। तो स्टार्ट करते हैं विद वेरी फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन। So which of the following statement about banking business line and risk management are correct? So specialized finance in banking may include structured financing subject to a project financing and corporate acquisition that require customization to handle large and risky transactions. Is correct है. Operational risk in banking primarily involve losses that are limited to monetary damages, rarely affect the bank reputation. No, it does affect the reputation also. ठीक है, sometime. So it should be included. The key objective of managing different banking business line is to enhance risk adjusted expected return, though management practices differ from the each business line and all. This is true. 1 in 3 means आपका option A. What you guys suggesting? Yes, option A will be right answer for this particular one. So operational risk losses आपका it is catastrophic, not only monetary but also आपका reputation in others also, right? Next one. Oh, sorry. So which of the following statement about banking book are correct? ऐसे टाइप के क्वेश्चन में आपसे बोला था, ठीक है. So the asset liability in banking book are normally held until maturity and are subject to M2M. ठीक है, they are not subject to M2M. Wrong है. आपका market book means trading book is आपका subject to M2M. Second statement आपका the accrual system of accounting is applied in banking book, meaning revenue and expenses are recognized regardless of the cash transaction. Yes, in only case of NPA, जब asset आपका NPA हो जाता है, then we shift to cash basis, otherwise we apply to the accrual basis accounting. Third statement, banking book attract capital charge for credit risk, 100% true. Interest rate risk in the banking book arise due to changes in interest rate affecting net interest margin at maturity of asset and liabilities. Interest banking book arise due to interest rate change. हाँ बिल्कुल correct है. Fifth one is the banking book exposed to liquidity risk, interest rate risk, credit risk and operational risk, not market risk. ठीक है, तो नॉट मार्केट रिस्क. तो दिस इज आपका 235 234 234 है. यस है ऑप्शन सी. सो ऑप्शन सी शुड बी राइट आंसर फॉर दिस वन. ठीक है, आपका इट इज not to the market one. Rest all are fine. Statement 1, when it comes to asset liabilities or banking book, they are not subject to M2M. Next one. Okay, so assets in the trading book are usually held till maturity to avoid liquidation risk. नहीं, so they are trading आपका. So whenever we get the fair prices, we exit from these. तो ट्रेडिंग का मतलब ये है कि लाइक अभी हम लोग उनको परचेज किए हैं जब भी whenever we'll get the desired prices, we'll exit from these. M2M is applicable आपका, that is true. Third one is trading book include derivative held for trading and hedging. For trading and hedging, it can be, or this derivative also part of your आपका exposures वाला, ठीक है, और balance sheet exposure. Trading book exposure include market risk, credit and operational. Yes, credit risk how? Because counterparty defaults can be there, ठीक है, in case of derivatives. Securities classified as held for trading are expected to be sold in 90 days. That is also true. तो 2 3 4 5 2 3 4 5 मीन्स हाँ बिल्कुल सही, ऑप्शन डी 100% ट्रू. वेरी गुड. नेक्स्ट वन, off balance sheet exposures. So off balance sheet exposures are correct. Off balance sheet exposure are contingent liabilities such as guarantee and letter of credit, which become fund based exposure only if the customer fail to meet obligations. So first statement आपका बिल्कुल करेक्ट है. सेकेंड वन, डेरिवेटिव लाइक स्वैप फ्यूचर फॉरवर्ड ऑप्शन कंसिडर ऑफ मार्केट. यस, बिल्कुल सही है. थर्ड वन, ऑफ बैलेंस शीट एक्सपोजर डू नॉट कैरी any risk because there is no initial cash outflow. No, they do carry आपका counterparty risk. 1 and 2, option A will be right answer for this particular question. ठीक है. So liquidity risk और आपका market operational and others, that is also part of this particular one. Next one, who raised the hand? Okay, आप लोग बेल बजाते हैं और निकल जाते हैं, ऐसा वाला. हाँ, please quickly go through this one and allow me 1 minute. I'll fill my water bottle. So what will be your correct answer, guys? So liquidity risk arise primarily from funding long-term asset with short-term liabilities. Funding आपका long-term assets from short-term liabilities, exposing bank to rollover or refinance risk. बिल्कुल करेक्ट है. Funding risk occur when a bank fail to replace net outflow due to unexpected withdrawals or premature closure or non-rollovers. Yes, बिल्कुल करेक्ट है. Third one is time risk arise when expected inflow from performing asset are delayed but do not impact the bank liquidity. They do impact the आपका bank liquidity, that is time risk. ठीक है. Let's say आपका we have planned some we have some receivables and those receivables are assigned to some payables. अब वो जो receivable हैं अगर वो non performing asset बन रहे हैं तो that will impact somehow. ठीक है, this is wrong. Call risk include the risk that customer fail to meet their commitments on due date, leading to crystallization of contingent liabilities. 100% true. The fifth one is liquidity shortfall can be met at normal or planned cost without affecting no. ठीक है, लिक्विडिटी शॉर्टफॉल है तो वी आर रेजिंग फंड्स फ्रॉम मनी मार्केट. तो हम मनी मार्केट में अगर अर्जेंट में फंड उठाएंगे तो दिस विल इवेंचुअली कॉस्ट अस एज एट अ हायर साइड, राइट. तो 1 2 4 मीन्स यस. हाँ, ऑप्शन सी शुड बी राइट आंसर फॉर दिस वन. करेक्ट है everyone? Yes. Sajen sir, option C will be right answer for this particular one. So these are the different type of risk which is involved in the banking business. Next one, bank Y have following portfolio and interest rate condition as on June 2025. पढ़िए गाइस, रीड आउट जरूर करें सब लोग. So bank Y has following portfolio and interest rate condition as of June 2025. The term deposit accepted at fixed rate 6% 2 years. The fixed rate deposit आपका for 2 years 6%. लोन डिसबर्स लिंक टू फ्लोटिंग. तो फिक्स से हमने फ्लोटिंग में आपका दैट इज रैपो लिंक लैंडिंग रेट करेंटली एट 8%, 4% रैपो, 4% आपका स्प्रेड. ठीक है, मार्जिन 4%. रैपो रेट इज सब्जेक्ट टू चेंज एवरी 2 months. Bank assets and liabilities are funded and repriced on different maturities and benchmark, including 91 days, 364 days treasury bills and all. Bank is experiencing frequent prepayments and premature withdrawals from the deposits due to volatile interest rate. अब यहाँ पे gap और mismatch due to differences in maturity and repricing date of asset and liability. तो 2 साल का asset है and we have deposit for 2 years and we have asset is for how many years? Asset is not mentioned here. Change it to the funded this आपका bank is explaining. Okay. हाँ, loan disbursed at 8% for how many years? Years is not mentioned here somewhere. कहीं पे लिखा नहीं है ना ईयर्स का करंटली दिस. तो लेट्स से इट इज़ आपका फॉर 6 years. मैं यहाँ पे मेंशन कर देता हूँ 6 साल के लिए. तो देयर इज़ अ मेच्योरिटी मिसमैच. ठीक है, सो देयर इज़ अ मेच्योरिटी मिसमैच इन दिस केस. फर्स्ट वन आपका अब ये सही हो जाएगा. ठीक है, सो गैप और मिसमैच की अगर हम बात करते हैं, मेच्योरिटी इज़ नॉट मेंशन समवेयर और मेरे को दिख नहीं रहा है या मैं मिस कर रहा हूँ. हाँ, नहीं लिखा है ना. चलो तो ओके. And if we go without that particular one, but we do not, this will be incomplete otherwise. Loan disbursed linked to आपका floating rate, currently आपका 8% this, and repo rate आपका this. Bank liabilities reprice at maturity 91 this. Okay, the bank is experienced frequent premature and आपका prepayments in this. Okay, volatile. So which of the following bank risk आपका? So if there is maturity, then the first statement will be right, otherwise not. Again, gap or mismatch risk due to differences in maturity and repricing date of the asset and liabilities. So let's take this particular one as a 6 year because it is not mentioned even same आपका liability period and all. No. ठीक है. Second one, basis risk because of floating loan rate and आपका fixed rate changes at different magnitude. हाँ, that is the basic definition of आपका बेसिस रिस्क। तो बेसिक रिस्क का ये सिंपल सा डेफिनेशन लिखा गया है, ट्रू है। गैप और मिसमैच रिस्क ड्यू टू डिफरेंसेस इन मैच्योरिटी रीप्राइस, ये गैप रिस्क का डेफिनेशन है। बेसिकली मेरे को लग रहा है कि केस से कोई लेना देना है ही नहीं यहाँ पे। यील्ड कर्व ड्यू टू नॉन पैरेलल मूवमेंट इन इंटरेस्ट रेट 91 days and 360 दिस, दैट विल बी यील्ड कर्व आपका, दिस इज ऑल्सो ट्रू। एम्बेडेड, मतलब ये सारे ना डेफिनेशंस लिखे गए हैं एक्चुअली, ठीक है। सो लेना देना है बट नॉट द एग्जैक्ट आपका एक्सटेंट। अगर यहाँ पे ईयर मेंशन होता और अगर हमें बेसिस का कोई, हाँ बेसिस का केस इज देयर, सॉरी, ठीक है, 91 days and 365 days। एम्बेडेड ऑप्शन रिस्क ड्यू टू प्री पेमेंट, दिस इज कॉल्ड एम्बेडेड आपका ऑप्शन रिस्क व्हेन कस्टमर, लेट्स से we have given loan and customer have an option to repay or prepay that particular one. So let's say if we have created for 6 years and we have taken liability at 6% and this is at 8%, ठीक है। let's say repo rate came down to 4%, आपका 2% और 1%, तो this will become आपका 5%। तो they'll आपका they do have an options or like upper side आपका, if it go upper side आपका they have some other option available, or at funding side also, जैसे दिस इज 6%, तो अगर 6% पे है हमारा एंड इफ दे आर गेटिंग सम बेटर ऑप्शन इन द मार्केट, सो दे आस्क फॉर द, दे प्री मेच्योर देयर FD और वॉट एवर डिपॉजिट दे आर हैविंग, राइट। नेक्स्ट वन इज आपका बैंक इज एक्सपीरियंसिंग फ्रीक्वेंट प्री पेमेंट, ओके, दिस इज एम्बेडेड ऑप्शन कॉल री इन्वेस्टमेंट रिस्क अराइजिंग फ्रॉम अनसर्टेनिटी। तो देखो गाइस, ये ना एक्चुअली दीज आर द डेफिनेशंस व्हेन इट कम्स टू gap, basis, yield, ये मतलब all the definitions of these different type of risk are correctly stated here, but there can be a better sync with the question also. सचिन सर कह रहे हैं आपका ऑप्शन बी, अरिजीत सर इज ऑल्सो बी, 2 and 4। केस के हिसाब से आपने बोला, मुझे लग रहा है, ठीक है, इट शुड बी डी ओनली देन। हाँ, बिकॉज दिस इज समथिंग आपका कि लाइक दिस इज ऑल अबाउट द डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ रिस्क एंड ऑल, केस से थोड़ा सा उसका रिलेशन दूर हो गया। नेक्स्ट वन, चलो अगले क्वेश्चन पे चलते हैं गाइस। So market risk and related concept. The first statement is market risk refer to potential adverse changes in mark to market value of trading portfolios due to movement in price of interest rate instrument, equities, commodities, currencies, right? Second one, price risk primarily affect the asset held until maturity and is unrelated to trading book आपका, it is related to this. Forex risk is the risk losses due to adverse change movement in the foreign currency. The fourth one is Indian bank are permitted to take position in commodities, no, ठीक है, commodities में आपका not allowed in trading book, but foreign bank they do. Market liquidity risk occur when a bank cannot execute a large transaction near the current market price. So that is kind of a liquidity problem or market liquidity problem. So 1 3 4 5, 1 3 5 means option B should be right answer for this particular one. Correct है? आगे बढ़ते हैं, next one. A. Arijit sir is saying option A. Namrata ma'am is also saying option A. Chalo. So, a CRO of a mid-sized bank, the bank is reviewing risk management framework to strengthen oversight various categories. So, the first one is the country risk, the risk that counterparty bank is an unsecured call money market, refuse or unable to honor its obligation is counterparty risk आपका. Risk arising from foreign borrowers failing to repay loan, तो it is your आपका कंट्री इम्पोज रिस्ट्रिक्शंस, तो कंट्री रिस्क हो गया. ठीक है, आपने क्या बोला है ऑप्शन ए, तो काउंटर पार्टी है, कंट्री है. नेक्स्ट वन इज द रिस्क दैट बैंक इनकर पेनल्टीज ड्यू टू नॉन कंप्लाइंस, तो कंप्लाइंस रिस्क हो गया. ठीक है, ये भी सही है. द रिस्क दैट ड्यू टू पुअर स्ट्रेटेजिक डिसीजन, स्ट्रेटेजिक फेलियर हो गया. द रिस्क दैट बैंक रेपुटेशन डैमेज, ओके हाफ मार्क्स का क्वेश्चन था ये. ठीक है, तो option A should be right answer for this particular one. Next one, risk. Identify the correct statement about model risk in the context of risk management framework, market risk management framework. Model risk. You have designed something and that design went wrong when it comes to the applicability. So model risk refer to possibility that model will always predict the actual observed value with high precision. So this is not a risk, right? And the second one is one of the cause of model risk is the use of incorrect and outdated assumption in the model. Yes, it can be. We have given the wrong instructions or datas. Risk measurement model affected by model risk may lead to incorrect assessment of potential financial risk. True है. Backtesting is a method to validate model and mitigate model risk, like before launching that particular one, or आपका for the normal use we are doing some sort of backtesting before operationalizing that particular model. Ignoring ignoring relevant parameter in model, even for practical reason cannot lead to, it will lead आपका बिल्कुल. तो 2 3 4 means option C will be right answer for this one. Correct है. Next one. So consider the following statement regarding climate related risk in financial sector. Climate related risk in financial sector. So physical risks are limited to sudden natural disaster such as flood, आपका heat wave, and do not include आपका gradual climate changes. It include this particular one also. So this is wrong. Second statement, ट्रांजिशन रिस्क कैन अराइज ड्यू टू गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसीज, टेक्नोलॉजिकल इनोवेशन चेंजिंग दिस, करेक्ट है. थर्ड वन इज द इम्पैक्ट ऑफ फिजिकल रिस्क वेरीज बाय जियोग्राफी and may affect the borrower's ability to repay loan due to damage to assets and business आपका interruptions. Yes, 2 and 3, 2 and 3 means option B should be right answer for this particular one, correct है. So physical risk include both sudden and आपका chronic, this one, correct. Next one guys, okay, this is it. तो यूनिट नंबर आपका वी हैव डन टुडे टिल यूनिट नंबर 12 और 13. कौन सा था ये? 12 आई गेस. यूनिट नंबर 12. जस्ट अ मिनट, आई हैव टू गो बैक. सो इट वाज आपका यूनिट नंबर 12. तो यूनिट नंबर, द रिमेनिंग यूनिट ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर मॉड्यूल विल बी डूइंग टुमारो. सो आई मेक अ चेंज इन दैट पर्टिकुलर वन. So tomorrow first we will be covering आपका module B. Module B means आपका unit 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 in this. So this will take entire आपका 3 to 4 hours to complete all these. So tomorrow we will be doing आपका module B, completing this particular one. Then आपका module C and D back to back 2 days. Then we will be doing one marathon session for the your आपका the entire all the 4 modules numericals and all, right. अब आप बताइए और क्या आपका कर सकते हैं. एंड आई हैव compiled one concept video. आपका like if you have missed concept of BFM ना, so I'll try कि after 10 minutes only I'll premiere that particular video, so that if you want to watch that one you can watch. And if you have already watched, मतलब अगर आपने एक बार concept go through कर लिए हैं, नो नीड, ठीक है, आपको इसको देखने की ज़रूरत नहीं है बिल्कुल भी. रिवाइज थ्रू PDF एंड प्रैक्टिस थ्रू मॉक आपका, ठीक है. राजेंद्र सर, सचिन सर, आपका विकास सर एंड अदर्स. तो कल अगेन विल स्टार्ट एट 7 o'clock एंड वी विल बी कंप्लीटिंग मॉड्यूल B, द रिमेनिंग यूनिट्स. देन आपका डे आफ्टर टुमारो C एंड देन आपका D. ओके हाँ, कौन सा वाला मॉक लगाया सर आपने दीपक सर? मॉक 1 के क्वेश्चन आपने लगाए, दैट इज़ अ डिफरेंट सेट आपका. दीपक सर एक बार मुझे आप टेक्स्ट करना, ठीक है, कौन सा वाला मॉक आपका. जैसे अगर आप फर्स्ट वाला मॉक करेंगे ना, इजी लेवल बनाया गया है, दैट इज़ आपका जैसे हाँ ये 5 स्टेटमेंट वाले वहाँ पे होंगे आई गेस सेकेंड वाले मॉक टेस्ट में. सो फर्स्ट वाले मॉक दे यहाँ पे ना यूनिट वाइज में अगर आप जाओगे तो 2 मिलेंगे. एक यूनिट वाइज मॉक टेस्ट पहला वाला है, एक दूसरा. पहला वाले को आप अटेम्प्ट कर सकते हैं बट द लेवल विल बी एट ईजियर साइड. आई विल सजेस्ट द सेकेंड वन, ठीक है. आपका द रिविजन वन, रिविजन फॉर द रिविजन पर्पज आई विल सजेस्ट द सेकेंड वन सर. अरे जी सर, जिसमें आपका किस नाम से है वो मुझे भी देखना पड़ेगा. जस्ट अलाउ मी 1 minute. हाँ रुकिए. नहीं, यूनिट वाइज देखो यहाँ पे ना यू विल सी BFM यूनिट वाइज प्रैक्टिस वन सेट आपका. जस्ट अ मिनट. हाँ, सो वन इज़ आपका BFM यूनिट वाइज प्रैक्टिस. फर्स्ट सेट आपका यू कैन वेदर यू इफ़ यू वांट टू गो यूनिट वाइज, इफ विल गो आपका MCQs इन केसेस, तो वहाँ पे यू विल गेट हैवी लेंदी स्टेटमेंट्स एंड ऑल. फॉर यूनिट वाइज ऑल्सो देर आर 2 डिफरेंट सेट आपका. एक सेट जिसमें खाली लिखा है BFM यूनिट वाइज प्रैक्टिस, दैट इज़ ईजियर लेवल, जैसे पूरा पहले आपका पैटर्न होता था. दूसरा आपका यूनिट वाइज MCQs एंड केस स्टडीज़, जहाँ पे थोड़ा सा आपको स्टेटमेंट बेस और अदर्स मिलेंगे. ओके, आप में समझ में आ गया आप कौन सा देख रहे हैं, ठीक है. तो यहाँ पे भी ना सर सी, यहाँ पे आपको अगेन 2 सेट मिलेंगे मॉड्यूल वाइज. अगर आप जा रहे हैं जैसे CAIIB BFM मॉड्यूल A, ठीक है, CAIIB मॉड्यूल आपका CAIIB BFM मॉड्यूल ए एक ऐसा है। दूसरा जो सेट है दैट इज़ BFM मॉड्यूल ए यूनिट वाइज प्रैक्टिस आपका, ठीक है। द अनदर सेट आपका दैट विल बी अराउंड दिस पर्टिकुलर वन, ठीक है, दैट इज़ अराउंड दिस पर्टिकुलर वन। उदित सर वेरी वेरी गुड इवनिंग। हाँ हाँ डेफिनेटली। पूजा मैम, हाँ आई विल डू इट टुडे इटसेल्फ, आई विल अपलोड दोस वन। अच्छा, लेंदी। हाँ तो आप एक बार ना छोटे वाले से आप देख सकते हैं। से देखो दीपक सर ना, एक आप दो ऑप्शन है आपके पास। मतलब इंस्टेड ऑफ गोइंग थ्रू दैट एंटायर मॉक टेस्ट ना, अगर आपको लग रहा है कि बहुत ज़्यादा लेंदी हो रहा है, आप यूनिट वाइज से ट्राई कीजिए सर। दीपक सर, इन दैट केस ना व्हाट यू हैव टू डू, आपका गो फॉर द यूनिट वाइज। देखो लेंदी तो रहेगा अभी, आप भी देख रहे हैं, इट विल टेक कंप्लीट 2 आवर्स, और वो 2 आवर्स भी ऐसा जाएगा कि यू विल नॉट गेट टाइम टू रिवाइज थिंग्स। तो चीज़ों को आपका दोबारा से देखने का टाइम आपको नहीं मिलने वाला एग्ज़ाम में भी। बट हाँ, सो व्हाट यू कैन डू ना फॉर दिस प्रॉब्लम, जैसे अगर आप इंस्टॉलमेंट में भी देखना चाहते हैं छोटा छोटा, तो आप ना टॉपिक वाइज चले जाइए, ठीक है। जैसे आपका कोई एक टॉपिक देखा, देन दूसरा टॉपिक, जैसे एक टॉपिक 2-3 टॉपिक एक साथ लगाए, देन सेकंड टॉपिक, थर्ड टॉपिक एंड अदर्स। इस तरीके से एक बार ट्राई कर सकते हैं। आप मेरे को एक बार पिंक कीजिएगा व्हाट्सएप पे, मैं आपको थोड़ा सा रेफ़र भी कर दूंगा अगर कुछ ऐसा आपको जहाँ पे भी डाउट आएगा, ठीक है। ऑलराइट, एनीथिंग एल्स। अच्छा ओके, नम्रता मैम का मैं क्वेश्चन भूल गया सर। देयर इज़ अ कंपाइल्ड PDF ऑफ ऑल यूनिट फॉर मॉड्यूल बी लाइक ए फॉर कॉन्सेप्ट वन। मैम यू आर आस्किंग फॉर कॉन्सेप्ट वन. If you are asking for concept one, I guess I have already uploaded that one. I have prepared for all the 4 module. Module A, B, C is already uploaded. D I'll upload just after this. हाँ, I missed this one. Namrata ma'am, just do check. If you do not get that one, just do ping me on WhatsApp. I'll share. I hope you are asking about that concept PDF, right? तो A, B and C मैंने ऑलरेडी अपलोड किया था उसमें, समरी वाला PDF का जो फोल्डर बनाया। अगर वो नहीं मिला है तो आप मुझे बता दीजिएगा, आई विल अपलोड आपका। अच्छा ओके, ठीक है उदित सर, डेफिनेटली जस्ट आफ्टर दिस। हाँ शॉर्ट नोट्स आपका फॉर्मूला PDF का, ठीक है। ये हाँ, ये ना दिस आई विल चेक विद द कंटेंट, मैं उनसे एक बार पूछ लेता हूँ। सो दीपक सर, मैं ना इस पर आपको कल अपडेट कर दूंगा। हाँ, फार्मूला वाले का जो एरिया है ना, आई मेरे एंड पे, मैं एक्चुअली मेरे को PPT में बनाऊंगा तो इट विल टेक टाइम। तो कल तक आपको डेफिनेटली मिल जाएगा, एटलीस्ट मॉड्यूल वाइज आपका, ठीक है। नो वरीज। और बताइए, आप लोग ना व्हाट्सएप पर टेक्स्ट कर दिया करो, ठीक है, ऐसा जो भी चीज़ें हैं, और या कॉल कर लिया करो सीधा विदाउट एनी ब्रेक। अभी देखो ऐसा टाइम है कि जहाँ पे हर एक चीज़ इमरजेंसी है हमारे लिए, काइंड ऑफ राइट है। तो अभी नेक्स्ट 7 days आर लाइक 4-5 days आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। हाँ डन डन दीपक सर, डन। आपका हेयर कट वाला क्वेश्चन एंड NPA वाला, NPA वाला तो ज़्यादा चैलेंज नहीं होगा, हेयर कट में आ सकता है। हाँ, तो इसको सॉल्व करेंगे सर। अरिजीत सर विल डेफिनेटली प्रैक्टिस अराउंड आपका दीज, ठीक है। जैसे मेरे को ना आज किसी ने क्वेश्चन भेजे भी थे कि उन एरियाज में, अरिजीत सर आप मुझे ना एक बार पिंग कर देना ये टॉपिक, तो जब ये टॉपिक आएगा ना आई विल इंक्लूड क्वेश्चन अराउंड दैट वन, तो जिससे थोड़ा सा आसान हो जाएगा, ठीक है। ऑलराइट गाइस, चलो तो अब आप लोग रिवाइज कीजिए। आई विल अपलोड दिस PDF जस्ट आफ्टर 5 मिनट, जस्ट रिवाइज थिंग्स आपका, ठीक है। एंड अगर कोई भी ऐसा एरिया रहता है जहाँ पे यू आर फेसिंग सम चैलेंजेस, सो यू कैन पिंग मी, राइट। आई विल सी यू टुमारो एट 7 PM। अगेन वी विल बी स्टार्टिंग, कल वी विल बी फोकसिंग ओनली ऑन मॉड्यूल बी आपका, क्योंकि सारे कनेक्टेड एरियाज रहेंगे आपका, एंड स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम द कैपिटल चार्ज इटसेल्फ। तो वो सारी चीज़ें जिनको हम लोग वहाँ पे डिस्कस करेंगे, ठीक है। ऑलराइट, चलो, सो दिस इज इट, बाय बाय, टेक केयर ऑल।